All right, man. I ain't gonna waste time. Fuck the countdown. We here. We back in the building. You already know what time it is. You seen the title. We got a lot to talk about today, man. I want to give condolences to my boy Bryce, man. You know, his guy is rest in peace, man. It's I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. Obviously you know we talk about Kevin said. We hop right into it. Welcome back, Absolute Sure Podcast. It's your boy D. Fran.
Boy, be nearly
We
all
back in
that
the
gang
building.
shit.
You already know why we here. Like let's be honest. So I ain't gonna lie. This was one of them ones that you see it and you like, nah, that's not like because it's just so random.
Bro, I thought it was fake news for sure, for sure.
It's like, nah, not Kevin. Nah, Kevin said that's a hoax. Or it's like somebody just made it up or something. They want him to die or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you see hoax all the time where shit, it's been people that's died 3, 4 times if you let social media tell it. So I was definitely skeptical off the rip, but that shit threw me for a loop, man. I wasn't expecting that by any means.
Yeah, that shit's because I think you were the first. Actually, I don't know. You might have been the first person to introduce me. I think maybe I seen a viral clip of him, and then I guess you started watching him, and then we started talking about it a little bit more with his whole entire,
Yeah, I don't think
story.
I've probably been watching them for like a year. I don't
He
even
only
think
been
I've
he
been
only been
watching them that
hot for like
long.
he only been hot for like a year and a half
Yeah,
since like
and I
pandemic time. He ain't been on forever. Just around that like type
yeah.
of time.
Yeah, and if he was on, it wasn't like the he wasn't popping till that time, like
Yeah,
and shit like that. So it was crazy, man. And to me, it's like shit for it only to be a year and some change worth of work, bro. Motherfucker touched some people, man. Motherfucker
no,
touched the world.
he got what he died with 1.5 million subscribers. Like that ain't something easy to do.
That's a big difference,
Going
honestly.
live and you getting 20,000 people watch you per live, like that's not some easy shit. Right now, what we got? We got three motherfuckers. Think about it, he had 20,000 every time he was going live. So
Looking up followers, who got the top YouTube followers,
out of who?
just to
Like,
get an estimate, just in general, just to get.
I mean, like
Ooh,
there's niggas way bigger than that. Like,
no, of course, but I'm just trying to get like a estimate.
how about that? This niggas got 90 million, 25 million. Like it's some people with some numbers out there.
I was just curious.
Okay. Anyways, so obviously he died. Very tragic, very sad. His fan base was feeling away, but also his detractors had a lot to say on social media. And you know when you're a polarizing figure, there's gonna be people that are gonna shit on you when you die. Now, me personally, I don't see a time where I would shit on anybody who died unless they were somebody who was like physically harming people or they had the power to harm millions of people. Not just a motherfucker that sit on YouTube giving their opinion. And then I just can't see myself being like, I hate that guy. He's dead. Rest in piss. We hate like I just don't understand that psychology behind it.
The only like it just shows how stupid they are because the only psychology there is he has to be hitting a nerve. Because if he was so irrelevant, if he was so stupid, if he was so dumb, he wouldn't have an effect. First of all, and you really shouldn't care.
Yeah,
But it's more than that clearly,
yeah.
and a lot of people was provoked clearly.
I mean, shit, I got some tweets that I pulled up. Like, let me see. There's one person they said this is to me just some pan. It's always a pander and shit, right? So Kevin Samuels hated all the women I love: fat black women, ambitious black women, women over 30, black women with standards, black women that like sex, the black girls that want to be taken care of. There was
Nigga, you
no
like black
value.
women
Hold on,
that
hold
like
on,
to
hold
have
on, hold
sex?
on,
Oh,
hold
my
on.
bad,
There
bro.
was no value in what he said, but his silence, because he's dead, is golden. Fuck him. Like, is it that serious? Like, I don't understand the vitriol because even with what this person's saying, like, and like I said, I'm not an avid Kevin Samuels watcher, right? We've all seen the viral clips. The first one that ever went viral was a girl saying she was like a Beyonce or some shit. He was like, you're more like a 5 or 6. It's not, you're not that great.
She
Obviously, we got the
she
line,
technically called herself a 5 or 6, but
and then we got
he
the
asked her.
obvious. Then we got the linebacker or the Barry Sanders one, which is that's
No,
just funny. I mean, it's like
that shit
when you
funny
think
as
about
fuck.
the size that she's saying, she said, "Well, I'm 5'8", 200." I mean, that is technically Barry Sanders. Is it
It's
nice to
all
say?
facts.
I mean, it is technically correct. I just don't get how a guy say like if somebody told me, right, if I wasn't married, if somebody said, "Hey, D Fran, Your options in the dating market, if you don't have a lot of money, will be limited. You're a bigger guy. You maybe want to lose some weight if you want to have a good chance in the dating market. Why would I take that as someone hating on me? Even if they say it in a mean way, even
I
if they
feel
say it in a
like
mean, they're telling the truth.
I feel like a lot of people haven't had like a father or a coach or like somebody that kind of get in their face or criticize them, yell at them, chastise them to a certain, even a bully. I just feel like a lot of people who's never gotten this information. They probably been so coddled their whole life, been told they can't do no wrong, treat like a princess to certain extents. And the first time someone says something contrary to like their original belief, shit, it'd be too late for a lot of them for the most
Yeah.
part because they end up being like old dogs that can't learn new tricks. So it's like at this point you just popping my bubble, nigga. Like, and that's where all that vitriol come from. But I don't know, man.
It's like I get the like, and I get it. Like, okay, hey, he's saying these things in a certain way, right? They make me feel uncomfortable. They make me feel like he's belittling me. I get that to a certain extent, but at the end of the day, a lot of shit he's saying isn't not real. And if you don't want to live in that reality, that's fine. If you want to not live in reality, you want to live in la la land. The facts are the facts. Bigger guys, bigger girls. We got limited dating things when it's out here in the free market of dating. That's just how it is. If you want a man, especially the men, and this is the thing too, a lot of times where he's seen him react to people are people giving him the information. They're telling him, I want this type of guy. I want a guy who makes X, Y, and Z amount of money, but I have this. And he's telling you in reality, that's like me saying, if in this thing, anybody on Twitter would clown me if I got up here and said, I deserve a Angelina Jolie, or I deserve a, you know what I'm saying? They'd be like, nigga, shut your
Or
fat
to
ass up.
put it into the podcast perspective, I should be where Charlemagne's sitting. I should be where
Yeah,
Joe Rogan's at
yeah,
because that's just who I should. That's just who I think I am. Type
yeah.
shit. Essentially, it's
With
like
nothing
it's
even
really.
towards that. Like nothing even, I ain't putting the amount of work these guys are putting, I ain't putting the whatever. But even back just with the dating thing, people got to know that.
And let's be real. Like even with the big thing with men versus women, of course, like if you're more in shape, it's your options gonna shoot through the roof.
Yeah.
But for a big dude, you got money, you got charisma, you got things that a woman will overlook. Because size is one thing,
Well, that's what I said.
but
I said a big guy with no money. But if I got bread, I mean,
oh
hell,
yeah, oh yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah,
fucking
yeah,
lit.
yeah. With no
Because
money, with
and
no money
because
for
it's like
sure.
what they try to discredit him for is, which is the truth. Women and men look at things differently. You know, y'all look at it a certain type of way. Of course, looks play a factor. But if I pull up in a Bentley, you might overlook, the waistline and overlook them type of things. You're like, hey, he got a Bentley. Like, why? But guys, this perfect thing I said earlier when I was thinking about it. I said, the perfect example of this reality is you see plenty of big guys, or even just ugly, grotesque looking guys with money, and they're the most beautiful woman. You're like, how the fuck did he get her? We know how he got her. But do you ever on the other side see a
Look at Lizzo.
insanely wealthy, ugly woman with like a great, like a supermodel type, like a Tyson Beckford type, but you don't see that.
Look at Oprah. Wasn't even hideous in her prime for the most part. But look at Oprah.
What
Look
about
at
Oprah?
not really having a husband or anything like that. Like I know
Oh,
she been with like stepmen, but like it's always been like a joke or some shit like that. Or from at least from I know that like he a little before their era's a little before my time for sure.
yeah.
But it's a lot of women. Vivica Fox. There's a lot of these women that go down that road, bro, and they're beautiful women, the most beautiful, but their mentality's ugly. So it's the same thing, just the mental versus their actual looks, and they can't get a man. They're successful, wealthy, beautiful as all get out, mentally shit. They want to be pedestalized. They're like, I ain't doing shit for nobody. Look at all this shit I accomplished. Almost similar to how a man would think. And it's like, well, you want to be a wife? Well, what, do you know what wife mean? Because wife
And
means
that's
service
and that's the thing. That's
to
the
a
main
certain
thing from
degree.
what I'm seeing on social media is really just like, um, because this has really been I've been on Facebook, right? And Facebook, when I'm on Facebook, it's more like local people. People went to school with shit. I'm seeing motherfuckers who went to school with arguing on Facebook about them. And I'm like, look, what y'all talking about? Let me read into y'all's little thing. Like it's getting heated debates on Facebook about it.
I,
And I see certain people on there. They're like women. That's like, it's 2022. I don't need a fucking man to do. It's like, okay, I mean, if you don't want a man, I can't force you to want a man. But
they don't want a man
in
until
five to
about
10, in 5 to 10 years, you're gonna think differently about that, and that's just the
till
truth.
about
You're gonna be like,
30.
yeah, you're gonna think
It's
differently
literally a
about it.
timeline. It's literally a timeline. It's the party phase, then it go into the infinity phase, then it go into the wall, epiphany phase, and that's when
Yeah,
you realize all the wrong you did. And they hit around 30, just like how we have midlife crisis at 45, 25 at
yeah,
different eras. For women, they have their epiphany midlife. Well, it ain't midlife, obviously, but it's a timeline crisis of their era
Yeah.
or their demographic. Just like a young man at 25, we be going through our little crisis, thinking we should have everything fucking
Everything.
figured
We should
out.
be millionaires already. We should be living all kind of different ways. But I think also
Yeah.
it's the thing about a guy like Kevin Samuels is, and I mean we see it happen all the time. Um, and I mean I guess now that Kevin Samuels passed away and I see his response, I feel like I kind of do it to like the Fresh and Fist to some extent like that. Is even though I still look at them completely different than Kevin Samuels, but we kind of like judge certain pockets of the audience that are maybe a little bit more like extreme, and we attribute that to everybody who watches them. So we just take that one extreme group that Kevin Simmons that probably doesn't
I
really
was
like women, that talk shit about women on Twitter all day long. Like you'd probably take that group and people internalize like, oh, that's his entire demographic because they're getting this from it, but while discounting the other hundreds of thousands of people that are probably getting something completely different from the type of content that he's putting
yeah.
out.
Yeah, I don't think Metro Boomin is out here lonely and without women and shit. That nigga
Yeah,
did an RIP. That don't mean he necessarily watch him, but you never know. And it's a lot of men of that ilk that
yeah,
just was, bro, because we didn't have either those uncles that was just unfiltered sometimes, or the brothers that really knew the game, or a lot of times we definitely didn't have the father. So for Kevin Samuels, obviously he's not like fucking replacing our father, but a lot of the information was coming from a male figure that have been similar if we had that in our life. Like it's no
yeah.
different.
And I
Like
saw
you
the
hear it at
sentiment,
the barbershop, shit like
and the
that. Like
sentiment on social media was like, y'all niggas is set. Like I said, I'm not even big Kevin Samuels, so I'm not even saying as a fan, like, fuck you hoes for like, I'm just saying like what I'm seeing. So they're on social media, they're pretty much like, y'all caping for this man who died. He wasn't even living the way he wasn't taking care of his kids. Nobody. I mean, I don't know. I don't know people who is avidly like on him, but like, just because you listen to somebody's advice and their life didn't exactly pan out the way they're telling you, maybe they're just telling you from their past mistakes. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Hey, I did
yeah.
this. I went through this. Yeah, you can see I got a check his. You can see I've been married once this time for a year. I've been married the second time for 3 years. Hey, I'm trying to teach y'all these things so y'all don't
And
have to go through that.
it's a few points I have, and for to think that Kevin Samuels on y'all same level because he's died single. Come on, like, be realistic. Be realistic. He was wealthy as hell, and the reason that he ever bring up being successful and dying alone and broke and shit like that is because most women won't be able to take on the financial burden after retirement. Point blank, period. You most likely gonna need help, whether it's the government or a husband. Kevin Samuels not worried about no fucking retirement plan. And then people calling him broke. I'm
Yeah,
like, nigga, do y'all know YouTube money?
people was
Like,
clowning him. There was like
what?
he died with a rent. He was renting an apartment, but like if the apartment that he rented is the one that we seen in his videos, I mean that's like a very nice, like
It's
it's
a
a very
condo,
nice.
essentially.
It's like a very nice. It got the big windows all around. Like I don't understand the clown in that ass. I don't understand that.
Even what and people talk about written all the time, but it was one thing I wanted to go back to as well. Oh, two things. They judge the message, not they judge the messenger, not the message. That's why they try to pull his past up. But that's just people. That's the easy way to try to discredit somebody. We know that they either knock your past, you as a person, or your fan base, because it's something that got to be. They just have to.
Yeah,
That's the only way you really could denounce somebody. And then my next point is it's similar. Like judge the messenger, not the messenger, is something you can find as biblical. My next point is kind of come from biblical too. Um, be careful; they may use my name in vain, and what that implies is that people will use in Jesus' name, but they have ill intent. So you have to be careful if it's not coming from the horse's mouth. So a lot of times, the same with Kevin Samuels fan or the bad demographic of fans is like there's always going to be a population that's going to take what he said and take it out of context or push it to the extreme, and
mm-hmm.
that's in general. Like that's with anybody that has a following.
Yeah.
If they're gonna act like they just like him and shit like that, but clearly they're not. Because you can't do that.
I have a look. Fuck you for the dislike. But anyways, I have a smaller channel, right? And I talk about certain things, right? Like like fuck, hey, I don't give a fuck. Fuck you. Anyways, what was I saying? I have people like I'll talk about like Lil Nas X. Like I think Lil Nas is going a little extra. He wilding out. Not saying nothing crazy. Just like I think he's tripping. You know what I'm saying? But then people be in the comments like, but this is a while ago. None of these new people. But it's yeah, man, fuck the gays. They're gonna burn out. I say, hey, I ain't saying that. Now I ain't say all that. I'm just saying this was a little bit extra. He used to be, a kid's act. Now he's doing this. But people like so they'll take kind of your words and they're like,
essentially, they use your clout, even small channel or not. They use your brand to help them feel more validated, and then they try to basically twist what they say and be like, "See, we think the same."
Yeah.
So that means I should have similar value or worth to what he thinks. Or just like how y'all think he's logical, maybe you should think I'm logical, even though this motherfucker advocating for some whole other shit. So
Yeah.
it's a leech essentially,
Yeah.
and they're mimicking acting like Kevin Samuels. So that comes off as wrong. But who like I said, everyone has that.
Yeah.
We still like it's kind of off point, but we still see motherfuckers doing Michael Jackson impressions in Vegas.
Yeah.
Like you gonna always have people trying to do impersonations.
This is a completely off the rail side topic. I'm so tired of this trend right now going. I know this has been going on forever, but this new rapper like lookalike bullshit, the Drake guy, the Lil Durk guy. I'm so tired of that shit. That nigga don't look nothing like Drake, dog. He just a light skinned
I
nigga
ain't
with a
see
beard. He just a
isn't
light
it the
skinned
big
nigga.
dude?
He's a little bigger. He's not even like skinny like Drake. He's a big guy. Like you might as well say DJ Khaled more than you saying Drake. But I digress. It's just because you said that I thought of it, and it was like
Yeah.
I'm tired. I'm just so tired of shit.
And I mean, no one's gonna look at Lil Durk as like, or Lil Durk fucking clone and be like, well, why are you not producing? Or you're vindicative of what Lil Durk represents. It's like, not really. Come on, bro. Like, we being real. So yeah, honestly, to me, what I like the most about like, I ain't even gonna say I like the most, but what I've seen that was like some of the things that's golden away from like him passing is like just like when Lil Snoop or Nipsey or anyone die in their prime or while they're like when they still have a lot left to go, it almost solidifies their message, especially if they were like if they had any type of truth in them. And I feel like that's what it kind of did because it's like at this point, all those people defending Kevin, like, because there's a lot of people talking shit, but it got to a point where people defending him because just like how tasteless it was. And I feel like that even helped turn people maybe more to Kevin Samuels because it's like, oh shit, like, it's even like clearer what he was talking about when you see how these people were reacting to his death. It's like, that's like the most tasteless thing you can get, like, or the most toxic. And it's like, well, if you're like that, if you don't have any boundaries here, you think that's going to translate to having boundaries in other places? Probably not.
Yeah.
So what it did so much, like I said, it solidified his shit. It also proved this point that he's been saying, and then what I ultimately think it did, it protected him because you can't counsel him really no more. You like the message is protected, and anyone that kind of speaks the message with truth, he basically trailblazed a fucking lane. So anybody that's coming behind him is not as hard.
Let me tell you something. I can tell you right now, there's a dude in his bedroom right now looking to fill that spot. They like. That spot
shit, I'm that nigga. What the fuck you mean?
That spot is wide open, and I am looking to fill it. You young too. That spot's open. How do I get people on Zoom and let's get this shit back popping?
I don't know if I can do this shit. I might be perfect for that shit, bro, because I do not have the patience. Like, I can watch Kevin shit because he's entertaining for a certain bit. But like when Fresh and Fit, they did like a call in. When people do call ins, I literally cut the shit off. I don't. The person speaking most likely gonna be a fan. Don't really know what they fucking talking about. It just don't be doing no purpose for why I'm there. I be trying to get it from the source.
Yeah.
So I get annoyed fast. So that may be perfect for the reactions that'll come out of that because it'll be organic. Another one, run that shit up.
Somebody disliked it, but then it turned into a like. So I don't know if maybe I peer pressured them into a like. But like I said, fuck you for the dislike. But anyways, I want to read this guy's tweets, right? Because there's a lot of guys that are also, and I'm not saying like,
give me like 1 second. I gotta take this shit off the stove.
You gotta take a shit. All right. Anyways, let me see what y'all talking about in the comment section. I think we neglected the comment section right now. Let me see. So
all right, I'm back.
Hold on. I was reading the comments real quick. So Wardu says the intangibles are something most women fail to look at when it comes to not just finding a man but retaining one long term. All women think they need is to set a set of tits and ass to find a partner. Kevin Samuels is what most of these fatherless women needed to hear. It just showed how insecure most women are. You can still be insecure to a certain extent, but to be insecure to the point where you react emotionally to constructive criticism, that shows a lot. Trail says they do the same thing with Steve Harvey in his marriage. Flying Love's an interesting take. I think that's when you were talking. Kevin Samuels was watching old Tommy videos, thinking the same thing. How can I take this ish and capitalize it?
I was looking. What Wardu said, one of them was a good point. They said all the time in the Red Pill, a man's job is to get the woman. A woman's job is to keep him. And a lot of women be proud of, I fucked the NBA star. I fucked the NFL star. Where is he at now? Yeah. Did you do your job to keep him around? No. Yeah. Did you do a job enough to make him take you serious?
And let me say this too, because I don't want this to even be. It's just weird because like it became a women thing because the women are the one that get the most mad and they're the most vocal about it, right? But let's not act like we ain't seen clips of him getting on dudes' ass. So hey, if you broke, what the fuck is you doing? You should be working 60 hours. You should be doing this. You should be doing that. Get off your ass. You lazy. I feel like really the most viral clip was him talking to that dude about having a little dick. Like,
You
motherfucker, you know you
fat
got a little
and got a
dick.
little dick.
You got a little dick or not. Like, what the fuck you did? Like, let's act like it wasn't a two-side thing. Yeah, the women should obviously. It's a business at the end of the day. He'll get more attention speaking to women. Like that's just that's why I think Fresh and Fit talk to 10 girls at a time. Like that's gonna get the views. That's gonna get the attention. Like we know what the fuck's going on. But to boil it down to like just to me it's just weird to boil relationship talk down to hate and like these new words misogynoir. Like the term misogynistic into misogynoir, which is to localize it to misogyny against black people. So like they put the noir, which noir, I don't know if that's French or whatever, that's black. So like they create new words to like make it into new pockets. Like you're not just a misogynist, you're misogynoir, which is only misogyny towards black people. I mean, obviously towards black women, but let me just read this one guy. So there's a guy named Ernest Jones. He is a award-winning journalist, Philly Mag editor at large, author of upcoming book The Case of Cancel Culture. He has the Black Power fist in his bio emoji and the rainbow flag, just to give you like a background. So, anyways, this is what he has said on Twitter. Kevin Samuels has made a career off shamelessly disgracing black women for profit. He emboldened the most toxic individuals to project tired and harmful narratives about black women. See, that's that thing of taking a fraction of your audience and amplifying it. Like it's the entire thing. Dead or alive, what a disgraceful life to live. That's all I've got for that misogynist. So that's not all he had. He actually went on to tweet a couple. He got 30,000 likes. So of course you got to get that juice. You got to get that clout. So I'm gonna keep on tweeting. We are entering a moment in time when the most marginalized are tired of getting along just to get along with our oppressors. We're throwing hands. We're cursing them out in real time. We're shaming them for all of the violent things they continue to do. Bring it on. So, his words are violence, right? So black LGBTQIA people, black women, and black people who protect and defend us don't own any, no, I think he said don't owe. Us don't owe any black person within our community who afflict us any solidarity, care, consideration, respect, and or grace. You're no family of mine if you are actively trying to come for us, period. We're not.
You want to know what's?
You can interject.
You want to know what's funny? Well, he's just as disgraceful because imagine how those comments look on those 30,000 likes and the following that he attracted from that tweet. If we look using his logic, because there's a lot of vitriol, we know it's a lot of hate and a lot of disrespect gonna be in them comments.
Yeah,
and that's applauded.
Yeah.
So wouldn't you be just as disgraceful because you have a toxic fan base? If we're using that, and I would assume that almost majority of his people agree with him.
Yeah.
A lot of people that watch Kevin Samuels as men don't agree with him 100%. But that's a little off point. I'll nitpick it.
But the funny thing about this tweet is, as I read at the end, like that one first tweet, that's all I got for this misogynist. But then continues on to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 tweets about and you freedom of speech. Talk about whoever you want to talk about. That's fine and dandy. But don't act like you ain't using this for a little bit of juice. Because the pandering juice is the best clout. But don't be mistaken. When you pander to those people, like with H3H3, it only take one time. And I'm not saying that maybe you think you're doing the right thing. If you really feel like you're truly doing the right thing, but I feel like social media is a lot of pandering shit going on. Because I feel like to turn somebody's entire audience into this thing of evil is just one, disingenuous, right? It's just like it doesn't make any sense. And I don't know, that was just one. I don't know why I said two. I just had one. But it's just disingenuous.
And disingenuous and more harmful than anything Kevin Samuels done.
Because
he may have hurt a few feelings. Oh yeah,
because when you do that, when you tweet out like language like that, you make anybody who ever watched him radioactive. Same thing they do with Joe Rogan. If you tell somebody you listen to Joe Rogan, they're gonna automatically think you're something, right? They already got this imagery about you with just because you say, "Oh, I listen." Like I always say all the time, when my shit get bigger and people, whoever is watching, start looking at this shit right here, and they see this white man and this other white man and Charlemagne and Joe Budden and Joey Diaz and Joe Rogan, they're gonna say, "Oh my God, this is the worst person." He looks up to no, I look up to media icons. That's what I look up to. I don't give a fuck about their views. I ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? I understand the thing of today's side. Like, you have to agree with everything. If you watch somebody, you must agree with everything they fucking say. You must worship the feet. Y'all living at Twitter, social media, worship culture. I don't do that. I listen to people. You say that, I agree with that. You say this, I don't agree with that. But I can still watch you and not hate you. I just don't get that, especially somebody who's never done anything to me. If Dr. Umar Johnson, who actually had a real beef in real life with Kevin Samuels, can gracefully give him, it's not a eulogy, but gracefully speak about the passing of, what's his name? Kevin Samuels, I think that just shows people's true colors. So, because when he died, this is what Dr. Umar said in his Instagram. He said, "Rest in paradise, brother." He didn't even disparage him or nothing. They had a little beef going when they was live. He said, "Rest in paradise, brother. I did not agree with the message or the method, but I've seen our community repeatedly celebrate celebrities who have done far worse than Mr. Samuels.
Far worse.
I don't like to see insults and mockery aimed at our recently departed. He has a family and possibly children. I send them my deepest condolences as I ask the Most High to shrink his faults and expand his virtues. May the ancestors receive him with good fortune on the other side." Respectable. You see people like Marlon Wayans speaking out. You see D.L. Hughley say, the crazy thing about, and he didn't say, this is like, I'm probably adding a little sauce to it, but the crazy thing about our community is that I feel like R. Kelly's death will get more of a warm welcome. Like damn, R. Kelly died. And, we see the things R. Kelly, did then to Kevin Samuels just off of words. You know what I'm saying? This guy actually has actions behind. But it's just like, it's just the thing that you see, man.
Yeah, and I to point out one of the things I think that was most important, we celebrate people that's way more toxic. We accept people. Motherfucker, that demographic that hate him so much voted in the whole racist ass president. Uncle Joe. And then they get mad at us for calling this nigga uncle. Look at who your uncle is. A racist pedophile. Look, I start yelling. Let me calm down. I said I wasn't gonna yell at my videos no more. Suppress, nigga, suppress. So, who uncle worse? And once again, another thing tricky with words. He said far worse than we celebrate people far worse than Kevin Samuels. He's not even worse. He's not even bad. But obviously that's how people initially think. But what bad has he done?
Yeah.
What worse did he do?
Yeah.
So he's not even close. Somebody fucking mentioned, is this nigga and Cynthia G similar? Is Kevin Samuels and Cynthia G similar?
See, that's the paradox too of, and I'm getting a little out there, but that's the paradox of like a black man speaking about something. Like, look what you comparing that to. Like a black woman can, like him saying like, "Oh, you're fat," or you look like a linebacker is in the same level as a woman, because women must be protected at all costs. When they say something's got to be looked at, a woman saying that black women should abort black men as soon as they find out that they're having those babies. You can't find me one clip that's worse than that of Kevin Samuels. Now I don't know who's saying it. Now I don't know where you've seen this at. I don't know who's saying it. I don't think I'm not saying that's the majority of people saying it, but whoever is saying that, and whoever agrees with that, they're an idiot.
It was a dumb question, and then the person kind of entertained it and almost said that she was like, "I don't really follow Cynthia." She said she don't follow neither one, but from what she knows, that Cynthia may be a little better. So I was like,
Cynthia G's a YouTuber who you just gotta watch her shit.
Cynthia with a C, by the way.
Yeah, Cynthia with a C.
She's very nasty. She's just as nasty as that one lady that got sued by Cardi B.
Yeah, Tashke.
Yeah, just very toxic, very nasty, very just unladylike for sure, unclassy. Just a distasteful person for sure.
I think people get offended by certain things. I feel like because it touches the core with them, right? That's why I don't really care. Like I would, I'd prefer white people to probably not say the N-word, probably more for their well-being than for me. But it doesn't offend me. I'm not gonna cry about it. Like I'm not gonna, oh my God, my life's over, da da da. Or if somebody says, hey, you're fat, like motherfucker, I know I'm fat. Like I'm not gonna be sitting here crying about it. But I think when people get offended is because they feel like that's slightly about them. Whenever Kevin Samuels in his videos, because I was like, can we just live in reality? Let's live in reality for 2 seconds. If you're a girl who's known to have sex with a lot of guys, it's just a fact. And the thing is, people act like you say nobody's ever gonna want you. Yeah, somebody will take you. We see
the
porn
funny
stars,
shit is
we see
the people that want you.
Husbands. We see porn stars that have husbands. Somebody's gonna want you. But the overwhelming majority, it's gonna be harder for you if your past is well known. Now, if you was a hoe in high school and now you're 25 and you're in another city and nobody knows you, you'll be fine. But if you're known for it and you flaunt it, it's gonna be harder for you.
First of all, I agree with you, but once a hoe, always a hoe. The mentality is gonna show. But
no, I don't agree. I think people they turn into different.
You don't know people then.
No,
You don't know people
people
then.
change, nigga. That would be the moniker of like nobody ever changes. And we see people that have changed all through life,
Mm,
all through history. Yeah,
yeah, I can
people that
agree with
changed all
that.
through history.
I can agree with that, but
You're
we
not the
talking
same
about
person.
hoeing.
You're not the same person you were when you were however
Men
old you
can't be
were.
hoes.
Okay. All right. Let's do. I thought we were talking like reality, like I thought we were talking like change and all these things like
I
that. But
mean,
anyways,
being realistic, how
I'll
can a
let you
man be a
continue.
hoe unless he earned those women or unless he's paying for it? Oh, the reason a woman's called the hoe is because how easy she can get sex, and like there's no work to put in. There's no even mental like
Well,
happiness you
fuck all
get
that.
from
My
it.
premise is people can change. On to the
I
next.
disagree when it comes to hoeing. Can't change a
So
hoe
you
into a
think so you
housewife.
don't think a girl could have sex with a lot of guys in high school, and then not want to have sex with anybody else for their adult life?
Probably not, because her foundations are fucked up. That's what you're not realizing. Her foundation's so screwed up. That's why she did that in high school. Her foundation never changed out of high school. It's
So
probably
you
got
think
worse.
nobody? So you think everybody who's ever done anything is exactly the same as they were at any point in time in
More
their life?
likely than not. You get special cases and circumstances that people that break out of their old habits, but more often than not, after you get out of high school and you got a small percentage of trying to change in your 20s, if you start going down that regression path, I told Carrie this. It was a lady with 3 kids on the streets. I'm like, you know how much help she gonna need to pull herself out of that just because how hard life is? But once you backtrack enough, you're gonna have to be immaculate to pull yourself out. Whether that's with many different circumstances and hurdles we face. So
I'm just
that's
talking
why,
about fucking niggas in high school and being like,
yeah,
you
I
know what?
agree.
I want to be a career woman. I don't want to fuck people no more.
The thing is, they don't think they a hoe, but their body count increasingly go up because they don't need a man. They don't take nobody serious. So they end up with 3-4 niggas a year because they don't take nobody serious. And that shit keep going up. And then they act like they're going to be celibate. Like, oh, I'm going to be celibate now. Like, nah. I agree with you. There are women that can change from those ways. But it's a select few women.
But I didn't want to veer off into this conversation because I was going on
Yeah, I don't know how we got
I was going down a point list. I was okay. So like, let's talk about reality. Like that's a reality. If you're known to sleep around, most guys probably ain't going to get with you. There are going to be guys that want to get you with you. But I think in today's society, we look at when somebody says something like that, we look at it as absolutes. So you're saying nobody's going to want me? No, there's going to be somebody who's going to want you, but it might just not be who you probably want or like the type of caliber person
exactly.
you may want.
And that's what makes it funny.
Yeah.
I'm just agreeing with you. That's what makes it funny. You have options. You just don't like your options from the lifestyles you live, which kind of makes it kind of crazy because you shit on the only people that find you attractive.
Yeah,
which is
and not even just sexual attraction. There'll be if you're a girl who's known to have sex, there will be guys that want to have sex with you. I'm talking about settling down and doing this, and a lot of people that project that whole I don't want to settle down. It may be just because you can't settle down. That's like it's like a projection thing more than the actual reality. Because I feel like humans by nature they want to be like in some type of cohabitative relationship throughout their life. Nobody wants to be alone. Nobody wants to be lonely. I feel like that's just a natural thing. And sleeping with people, guys and girls, really isn't gonna. When you're older, you probably won't feel that. I don't know. Whatever. I got family, kids, so maybe I think about it differently. But anyways, also was another
only
big
thing I say. I agree with you. Men shouldn't just be sleeping around, but it's more effects on women than it is on men, just from being more emotional and so many other different things. But I agree with you. For the most part, men shouldn't just be out here fucking at their job, having sex with reckless women. No, I agree with you on that.
Yeah. And then also the other thing that I see a big thing that you talked about on the phone a little bit earlier is the people get really mad about the do you already have a baby thing. Like that's just like it's not to say that there aren't because this you can see the conversations a lot of times are structured around certain things. It's not to say that if you have kids, nobody like I said because people working these absolutes. They act like he's saying you'll never find love. You're gonna be alone and no. A lot of these women who get on here say they got 2-3 kids. When they tell him what they want, they say I want $100,000, $200,000. He's saying those guys most likely aren't going to want to deal with you. But if you find around in your level of whatever you consider that level to be, you'll find somebody that'll be cool with the 2 kids and the this and that. But those guys you want at this tippity top level, which is just in honesty of the conversation, is just bringing you to reality. I'm just trying to bring you to reality. You're living in space. I want to bring you to the ground, put your feet on the earth, so you don't go on being lonely, being whatever, because you're thinking you're gonna get this mythical man that's gonna fall out the sky. Yeah, I'll take care of you, your 2 kids, and then we'll go live in my $5 million mansion. That's just not reality.
and the ultimate thing I think of Kevin thing was trying to like show that you shouldn't be so appalled by the average man. Like he's really settling in a certain aspects for you because I mean he got to raise other men, kids, and all this other shit that's a financial burden for him and his future. So along with that, it's like you shit on them and disrespect them, and like even if you was to get in a relationship with them, you will feel like you settled and you will feel discontent. You wouldn't be happy long term with that. So he like you end up treating him bad because he's not your long term goals. And I'm just curious. I'm kind of bringing it back to the question, what conversation we just had. Wouldn't if you see like if a woman had common sense to see like oh no that's like I'm not gonna get a millionaire I got 3 kids whatever why don't you think they just can't change and get to an average man because it's like well damn you should almost worship an average man for even wanting to take you if you see like those type of men don't do it and it's like well why they ain't just changing
Why does
it's
it
like
everybody could change?
okay
Because I felt
well
like
yeah
I
all
felt like
right
when
I
you were,
get it.
I felt like maybe I was doing this the thing I'm saying that people do. I thought you were speaking in absolutes, like nobody could change ever. I was like, no, then
Nah,
people could change,
I could
but
change. It's just more often than not. It's just, but even then, it's statistics. Like, and the statistics are never 100%, so it proves your point. But the statistics, the higher partners, for a woman, the higher divorce rate. For both male and female, the more divorces you be in, the more likely you're gonna get divorced again. So
mm-hmm.
yeah, you to your point, yeah, it's the statistics be there, but nothing's 100%.
It's just like I don't feel like you have to agree. I feel like at a certain point you don't have to agree with everything somebody says, or even like the way they're saying it. But at the end of the day, at some points, logic is kind of logic, and to think that somebody who is super wealthy, super successful, is gonna want to take care of, like I said, unless you're a knockout, crazy, out of this world. And a lot of times you see already like super successful person or in at least their type of sphere, they're gonna want to be with you. It's just not realistic. And a lot of people
Beauty a
don't like.
dime a
And a lot of
dozen.
people don't like looking at reality. And I just
Beauty's a
don't. And
dime a
like,
dozen.
but the thing is, also with social media is like I said, like me and you could post a clip right now talking about Kevin Samuels, and people could comment to us who was talking shit about Kevin Samuels, but disrespect the fuck out of me and you. Say I don't know what the fuck they say about you, you fucking pink shirt bitch, da da da. Me, they like, look at this fat nigga think they could disrespect the fuck out of me,
Mhm.
and that's okay. But Kevin Samuels telling the girl she like Barry Sanders, it's the end of the fucking world. We need to cancel him, but it just doesn't make any sense. And I'm not even saying nothing disrespectful. But it's the fact
I
that I'm
just think
even the fact that I'm just speaking about this dude, not I'm not even speaking about him in a positive light. I'm just speaking about him in okay, what he's saying just makes sense. Like it's like fucking common sense.
common sense,
Like
but we just live in a society that goes against logic and common sense and truth, and it shows because, bro, we wouldn't be here. It wouldn't be so much hate. People are literally upset for him stating the truth because it affects their reality, and it shows that people would rather live in a lie than the truth. And when people be like, "Oh, this world's so fucked up," well, look how you motherfuckers choose to live. Y'all rather live in comfortable lies than harsh truth. And that's why Kevin Samuels so hated. They don't really hate Kevin Samuels. They hate that the truth is being told. Then that's how most martyrs or any leaders and reasons why they got killed. It's not that it's really them. It's you popping my bubble is the real problem. It's really me being disconnected from fucking reality is the real problem. But I'm blaming you
yeah,
for that shit.
yeah. Let me read some of the chats real quick. I don't want to neglect the chat because I see y'all in here chatting shit.
Yeah, they going in for sure. For
So
sure.
let me start where I start off at. Hey, Tommy Soto is the real forefather of the red pill stuff.
Don't shit
Why
on Patrice O'Neal like that, big dog.
why we judging people like this? Like you ain't kill or attack someone. Why people got so much feelings for something that doesn't affect you? I never understood why red pill men think coaching women uh, changes a woman's nature.
That's the
Uh,
truth. That's the truth. For the
they
most
did.
part, you a lot of dudes think they special, and it's like I used to think this. I'm like, oh, a woman ain't gonna leave me. A woman won't do nothing bad to me. I'm that nigga.
Yeah,
And then I seen that
yeah,
it's
it's different.
perspective. She may not be feeling you like you feeling yourself.
They
You
did it
can't
to
change
Trump. They
everybody.
did it to Trump's audience, which I mean, that's really like the most new modern example. Anybody who's a Republican is a racist. Like you could just look at a guy you know that
Joe
works with
Rogan
you.
now.
He could be the nicest guy in the world, but he's like, "Hey, I'm a Republican for X, Y, and Z reasons." He's the worst guy in the world. Like we see it all the time. I said this on I don't know if this is this show or another show. We literally think about this. White people who are Democrats are allowed to I don't want to say this, they're being racist, but I just say for the context of social media, because everything is racist, they're allowed to be racist to black Republicans, right? So a white journalist
That's
tweeted
crazy.
about how he said it was like a thought experiment. Like, what if we were to kill Clarence Thomas and the other guy, Alito, but Alito's not black. I mean, yeah, he's not black. Clarence Thomas is obviously a black Supreme Court justice. They get shit on Clarence Thomas all day. Candace Owens all day. Larry, for whatever, I don't care what you think politically. Just think about that concept. White people who are Democrats can shit on these people all day. As soon as a white person that's a Republican says anything about a black person that's a Democrat, they are the demonized worst person on the earth. They're racist. They're this. They're that. But the other way is all fine and dandy because people just live in this fucking
You
thought
see it.
bubble.
You see it like white women get to say shit that's kind of out of line about black men, like, and black women don't be outraged because they kind of support the same narratives. They more aligned than they are more aligned to a white feminist liberal than their own man and the respect that they have for them sometimes. And
And the
that's
crazy, and the crazy
that's
thing to
the
me,
modern women,
and the
of
crazy
course.
thing to me about a guy like Clarence Thomas, who's obviously like 70 years old, little do most people know, that's y'all's grandpa. He just didn't get a law degree and become a Supreme Court justice. Whatever he believes, a lot of the old black 70, 80-year-old people believe the same shit that he believes in. And that's he's at your house for Thanksgiving right now. And y'all ain't shit on
Yeah,
him. He just don't got power like Clarence Thomas got power. But that was just when he was bringing up Trump's audience. That just made me think about that. Let me read some more of the chat real quick. So,
yeah,
Trail the photographer,
essentially, bro.
Trail the photographer got the hundreds. I seen that when we was talking about Umar Johnson giving his respect. My homie think calling women out will help. I'm like, bro, what you doing? You act like they about to change their nature and how they was raised. Then he asked who is Cynthia G. Vicky, salute to you. She said, hey, flying low. So the man trying to speak logical and mansplain is different from an angry black woman. RP to the legend Kevin Samuels. Men smash ones to tens, fat and skinny. Most men are goofies who fall for the trap. Women is undefeated. I don't know if what flying low side. I don't know if flying low's on like the women's side. I can't really tell sometimes
And
with
well,
the
if
thing that he's saying.
I've seen both sides where he was on. I think he on both sides a little bit
Okay.
as far as just having different takes.
Yeah.
But the thing what he just said though, he said smash,
Yeah.
not wife.
Yeah.
So of course, men think with their dick in a heart. Well, not all men, but
Yeah.
a lot of men would think with their dick in a heartbeat. And of course, so it'd be a fat
I've had
woman or
situations that
some shit.
that my dick will lead me down a path, but my head will save me from. In that moment, and I'll be in that moment, and I'll get saved. And I just want to, if my wife is watching
You're
this, this
right.
was a long ass time ago. We
You're
was
right.
playing little kid games, right? You remember that time in that summer? We was like, what? I don't know if we was like first year out of college or we were like senior year, and we was doing. I don't know. Maybe you weren't a part of this game. Maybe it was just me, Najee, and Blake. We was just like doing a little stupid shit, like, oh, if you get head, it's 1 point. If you get sex, it's 2. Like we doing a little stupid game, right? So I was like, fuck it. I'm texting people. I'm like, I'm about to get some points today. So I texted this one chick. She was a little, heftier. You know what I'm saying? Like she was a bigger chick. She came over, and in that moment, I was like, I could get some points. I could literally get some points right now.
I wasn't a part of that game.
No, he was okay. So maybe it's just me, Blake, and Najee. But anyways, I was like, nah, I can't do it. Like my thing was telling me just fucking do it, but my head was like, nigga, you can't do this.
That goes to what you said. Long term, a nigga keep doing that, he ain't gonna feel too honorable
I was like,
about
I can't
himself.
do that.
You out here slaying the bigums.
It's like it's not that she big. She was pretty big, but it's just like there's just something about her. I was like, I can't do this.
I understand.
But anyways, let me
I've been
finish reading these. And we can get.
I be getting that post clarity nut, but I be forcing myself to do it. I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
bro, you know you don't want to do this. Make sure you don't. Make sure you want to do this and get this post clarity. And that didn't save me a lot of times from fucking with a lot of bitches.
Yeah.
For real, for real.
Vicky said, hello, I got a chance to start over. I'm a text. I guess she's referring to us saying like girls sleep around here and then they get to move and then nobody knows about their past. I guess that's what she's referring
Vicky, be smart.
to.
Find you a man and love that man. Just make sure he got some good character and qualities about himself.
Yeah. What's up with girls wanting to be ran through and used and want to go settle down with the good guy? That's like a Russell Wilson conversation, I guess, that we had a while ago.
What it say? So if a woman allows, what? Say it again. I missed it. Which one you read?
What's up with girls wanting to be ran through and used? They want to settle down with the good guy.
Well, that's just them being confused and thinking that women's liberation, like they basically tie sex liberation into women's liberation. Just like back in the day, they tie handicapped people, gay people, feminists, all into civil rights. when it was supposed to be a million man march about us, and then they end up getting so much of the shit that we had to go crazy for essentially. So yeah, that's all. They got confused and basically feminists, and I wanted to bring that back up, bro. That point I made, bro, is really crazy. They really more aligned to white liberal feminazis than they are to their own black men. Like when you really look at the core principles and how they really think, like that shit kind of wild. But that shit got me off topic.
No, we good. We almost done. People scared to end up with someone like themselves. Trail says they hate themselves. White women cheat us like kings. Black women treat us like peasants.
All right,
Uh,
all right, all right, all right. We wilding now.
I don't know
We
about
wilding
that.
now.
I don't know about that side.
In no world is white women treating me better than this shitty treatment that the modern black woman is giving. Let's be 100%. And I say this: a lot of divester women are act just like a fucking Karen. Like they'll counsel you for no reason. They'll call you labels and act offended for no reason and try to get you basically hung in the social media era. A lot of black women know the power of being the victim, and they use that against men. Whether of course, we've seen women call the cops on men or threaten to call the cops and make a nigga act right because they know he don't fuck with cops and shit like that. So we've seen it in our history, but this divested women are so similar to Karen. It's crazy. But even then, even fucking then, I'll pick a divested woman over Karen. I'm not picking neither one in real life, but to be real, 100%, I would pick a black woman before I pick that fucking crazy, loony white woman that has a history of hating me. Not all white women, but we're talking about the feminazi type women. Obviously, all white women don't hate black men.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it. Them prices too high. Karen's and snow buddies, two different things. I guess
Oh, for sure.
he's saying like
but
white,
I ain't gonna lie to
like
you.
white
A lot of
queens.
snow bunnies be low key Karens. They just gotta hide you from their dad, or they just gonna get the dick from you, like. Or once you have a kid, they not happy that they kid look like them, like fully like them. You see it with black men. I mean, white men alike. They'll date the black women, maybe even marry them, but they will not give a successful white man do not be giving their kids to a black woman, and that's just the truth. A lot, and then you see black women, white women hating their black daughters and having to do their hair or having they'll shit on their black kids because they're like, I've seen that. Not all black, not all white women that got mixed kids, but I've seen that
Yeah,
shit.
motherfucker, not my mama.
That's hilarious. That's fucking hilarious. Of course not. Of course not.
Nah,
That's why I said.
Vicky said not true. Black men have literally beat me. I've tried to be there for them. I have been so abused by black men, but I still love them. I mean, that's like different. I don't know
that's what I just said.
Yeah, I don't know what point.
That's what I just said.
She was responding to. You equating
I think
one
she was
fucking
responding
black
to
dude.
what I said about I still pick a black dysphoria or divester over a Karen. That's similar. She said she still love him. I mean, it's basically what I just said. But and let's be real, Vicky. I know you're saying black men are they really men? Because men need to have character, consistency, value, or respect,
like
and shit like that. Did you
probably
it was black boys.
You gotta look at the dudes that you is dealing with, and also guys like you can't be surprised when certain women you dealing with is out here loosey goose like the fresh and fit thing is wild. Like to say that women should have Instagram, I don't agree with that. But also, I don't think that if you do have a girlfriend and she is your girlfriend, she should be posting sexy pictures on Instagram. I think that's like I get that point.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Don't have Instagram.
You ain't even gotta post 60 pictures, bro. Your girl, I'm not gonna say your girl, your wife. I do not speak on other people's marriages at all. But for instance, I know my girl, she don't post sexy shit, but niggas be sending poetry, all type of shit. And I always say, what if a nigga of my caliber or more? What you gonna do? Most likely dip. And to the rare pill community, having social media is a form of still marketing and advertising, especially if you posting pictures and shit like that. Because even if you posting regular pictures, it's something showing that, hey, I'm available. Like most women.
So you agree with them that they should have Instagram?
And it's unreasonable to ask from a girlfriend, but maybe your wife. Yeah, I mean, what you need to be on social media like that for? Unless it's for marketing and shit like that. What you need to be on social media for? Like, it's too much toxic shit on there. I don't need my woman on there no way. Too much other shit you can be doing. So to a certain extent, I understand where they're coming from. And when we talk about if you got a bad woman and say you a man of status, niggas will try to fuck your girl just because you with her. Nigga, that happened to me in high school. Nigga came up to me, yeah, I fucked, what's her name? I don't want to say her name, but this after I broke up with her. I'm in college and shit. I come back working out and shit around the niggas. Yeah, I fucked her. Happy as hell to tell me. Like, nigga, why would you tell me that? Like, you know that's gonna
Why do I give
most
a
likely
fuck?
piss me off. But I played it off because I mean, like, bro, you gotta play that shit off. Like, that ain't even your girl no more or whatever. Even though you may be in your feelings about the shit. So that's another thing. Your girl got open access to nigga. If you're successful and she's beautiful, it's niggas that's gonna get at her for many different reasons, bro. And that's just the truth. That's just the truth. And it protects your relationship long term because they say keep the outside, keep everything outside of your relationship, and that'll most likely make it last longer instead of having a bunch of people you don't trust or don't really know. Like if you got a mentor or something, of course they can get some inside information. But a lot of shit you're supposed to keep in house. And I feel like when you go on social media and shit, it can even get to a man. If I see a bunch of cheating shit, that shit can spark some insecurities. If I see a bunch of like, oh, these women ain't never shit, and you don't really have logic and shit, that shit can spark some insecurities. So just being on social media and in this era of being free, wild, not having standards, not having boundaries, because if you got boundaries, you're oppressed. You don't really want to have someone that's active on that type of social media unless you know they got a level head. Because a lot of motherfuckers be birds and bots and follow trends.
But salute Charles there with motherfucking cheese in the chat. Salute. We gonna donate that to Kevin Samuels' family.
Nigga.
We gonna donate that
I'm a
to
part
Kevin
of the
Samuels'
family.
family.
I'm a part of the family.
Nah, but anyways, but Vicky said when you asked her who was the people, she said it was a preacher and an accountant. Now I don't know if careers dictate good men, but I mean,
No, not by any means.
I guess the societal, thought process when you see those titles, you would think those are good men. You would think I don't know,
To
preachers.
some of the worst men I know is pastors.
You see a lot of pastors that do some wild
I don't
shit.
fuck with pastors. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I don't know. You see a lot of that shit. But she said,
I don't fuck with pastors.
She said before she was a dancer, she was a deaconess and didn't post nothing. Was just a good woman, and then she was.
That's not a man. So Vicky, you're right. They're men when we talk about age, but that's not a man. He has no control. He's impulsive. Like that's a boy, essentially. And I don't want to call it a boy because most teenage boys or regular boys have some type of level of understanding that they shouldn't be doing shit. That motherfucker, not even a him. Like he honestly, he's doing heinous things. I wouldn't even want to compare him to a boy because a boy most likely wouldn't do that unless he was taught that nasty shit. So I don't even want to say he's a man or a boy. That nigga just a nasty motherfucker. And they people like that, whether it's men or women, should not be lumped in with all of another demographic because they just not vindicative of that demographic, bro. Like that's not a man. That's not because if I looked at that nigga, I would have no respect for him. And if you're a man, I naturally have respect for you because the things that you got to go through in life, I know I got to go through in life.
Yeah.
But you a bitch, nigga. I'll probably put hands on a nigga like that. Like I hate. Almost every girl I've dealt with in my life has had some type of sexual assault. So I understand this shit is very real. Whether it was actual fucking fathers or niggas they knew in the neighborhood or family members. Like I've almost every girl I've dealt with.
That's why I'm so bro. Like. I already have a daughter. Like she's already here. But I think about that shit all the time. Like the amount of women that just say like it just happened to them one time. They got assaulted. They got it's like I just think about that shit. It's like fuck. It's like you gotta. Like,
it happens to a majority of kids though.
I don't. No, not even kids. I don't think. I don't think
black kids in the hoods. That shit happens.
No, I'm talking about. I'm not. I don't think she gonna happen to her as a kid. I'm illegal.
I said black kids in the hood.
Okay. I'm about to say I'm not. I don't even want my daughter to go spend the night at motherfucker's house when she's in 11, 12, because I don't know. I might know the daddy. He might seem cool, but I don't know the daddy. So fuck no, you ain't going over there.
Didn't you tell that story where like the daughters went over to the house, but they daughters went in the house, they didn't get touched, but the news came out that the house that they were going to, all the daughters in their house got pregnant by the father?
Oh, I don't remember that story.
That was a story. She spent the night at two daughters spent the night at their friend's house. Kept spending the night, and one day a news story came on that the house that they've been to are fucking do incest.
Yeah,
and all that type of shit. So it's like, yeah, you have to be extremely careful and protective of your kids because I mean they're precious, they're valuable, and I mean shit. They're honestly the clean slate, and you want a lot of
Like
as sick as
I
this
used to
fucking world is.
when people's parents used to say when they used to hear parents say like, no, you can't spend the night in people's house. No, I was like, damn, your mama tripping and why she. But now as a parent, I get it. You got to be hyper vigilant. Like you don't like you. People say, oh, our parents. I don't know. I think our mamas spoke before we got to spend the night ago. Like, hey, let me talk to their mama. Like that's cool. That's just so you got their voice. You got to feel for them, but you don't really know them still, even after good phone
It'd be the
conversation.
people that you supposedly trust the most. So, that person could never. He's the school director, or he's the head of Boy Scouts, or he's the pastor or the deacon that shows so much love and love the kids. It's always the unexpected. A lot of the times when we see it's not really unexpected, but you know what I
Terrell,
mean.
let me tell you, I don't know what you're talking about. It what happened to her as a kid. We did it to kids. I don't know what you're talking about, but it ain't gonna happen to my kid.
It will happen to her as a kid. We did this.
Yeah, I don't know what you.
I mean, if you saying like other kids harassing kids, that's another
Well,
story.
I'm not saying that
Like,
that won't
that's
happen. That's
another
why I'm
story.
scared for because it's kind of like the inevitable. Even like if you go to a party and guys brushing past
Some
you,
type of
grabbing your ass,
harassment.
doing some type of. I'm not saying that's never gonna happen to her, but when I'm around, I'm gonna do everything in my path to avoid that from even being a possibility from happening. That's my point.
It's such a dangerous thing. I just throw this in here as like a friend. It's like because it's like it's that balance you got to have. It's like I'm going to protect you, but I can't overprotect you because then you're going to do exactly what I didn't want you to do. So it's like it's such a delicate balance, and that's more to do with the society and anything. Because
that's why fuck that nigga. I'm moving to once my boy Charles Edward Cheese give me the damn formula.
The play.
I'm going to Wyoming, and my kid like. I got to think, if my kids didn't even know nothing about the world, like they were just in Wyoming and North Dakota living life, had land, had animals, lived in the mountains, living nice and whatever, I got to worry about that shit.
And that's how young boys and women are supposed to be raised. Boys supposed to let them get out there at a certain age to figure things out for themselves. But meanwhile, your daughter's still supposed to be protected because what happens when you go to these parties? What happens when you go to these events, these social things? A lot of toxic shit because these people wasn't raised right. So now your daughter in these environments with nasty people, just like it's inevitable that we may get shot or get into a fight. Mm-hmm. When we go around these negative environments a bunch of times, it's likely to happen. Then when you talk about getting blacked out drunk and how we talk about this shit, we see this shit on Twitter. So many, you can make a fucking compilation of how fucked up people be getting carried out of shit. That's happened to me. I still walk to my damn dorm. I blacked out, but I literally remember walking in the dorm and sleeping on the floor. But I had moments where I was blacking out. But I'll come back up and have consciousness. But we literally support that shit or advocate for that shit. And of course something can happen to you. You're at your most vulnerable. Yeah. Nigga, when I was drunk at our penthouse party, I left my wallet out. And wasn't shit in there when I looked for that hoe. I was vulnerable, drunk, having fun. Got taken advantage of. I got raped as a man. My money was gone. It was some good money in there. How else can you you can rape a man physically, but taking a nigga money.
There's ways.
Taking a nigga money, bro, is damn near the same. Damn near the same.
I don't know. I got it going down the path with you.
Of course.
I'm going down the path with you, but I don't know if it's
no.
the same.
My bad. Too much sauce. Too much sauce.
A little too excited.
Too much sauce. But I'm saying of course, a woman don't want to get raped, but a man losing his money hurts just like it's gonna fucking hurt. It's gonna cut you deep, and that's all I'm saying. Yeah. But no. I got raped as a man. It's a tough world we live in, man. For sure.
Yeah, I think Trail is taking my point and like taking it into another like direction. I'm not saying like I could protect them from school. I'm talking about spending the night at a motherfucker's house, being around people as a kid by themselves. I'm not saying no day at daycare. I'm gonna be watching Eagle Eye, Legal Eye. Like you're taking it to like a whole like you're trying to be like super little. I get it. We can be super little. Like you can't literally protect your daughter at all times. I get it, Mister.
Technically you can.
Technically, I can homeschool. I can never let her leave the house. I could if I wanted to. But
most parents, the problem is most parents are not fortunate enough to be able to be in their kids' life like that because they have to work so much.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, a lot of kids be in daycare for 6 to 8 hours or 4 hours and then was in school for 8 hours. They damn near 12 hours away from their parents and possibly in toxic situations that's just waiting to manifest. Somebody just waiting to get their turn, or not even their turn, but their urges are building. Like they're fighting themselves, but their urges like, bro, it's a nasty fucking world we live in, and we know it happens.
Yeah, they tell
And
it. Vicky
it's
said.
just nasty.
Vicky said, try getting raped and robbed. Jesus Christ.
That's some crazy
And
shit.
then Flying Low said losing $50 and getting raped is way different, but okay, Bryce.
I didn't say why you thought it was $50. You think I'm mad over $50, nigga? How much we pay for that penthouse? I had some bread on me.
I don't know. It was a pretty little penny. I ain't gonna lie to you,
bro. We spent over like $4,000. I had bread on me.
It was a pretty penny.
Don't play me, big dog.
Yeah, that's a pretty penny.
It was well over 100 for sure. Maybe over 200-300, but I really don't remember because I was fucked up. But I had lost a lot of fucking money for a nigga that lost his job the next day.
And this was when
we
were
literally lost our job the next fucking day.
Yeah, we did lose our job.
Even if it was 50, nigga, that shit hurt.
Yeah, we lost the job the next day. And we was tripping. But no, I mean, I think that's it for the Kevin Samuels, man. I think that's all.
For real, for real.
Rest in peace, man. So I just think people are just so just nasty with it. It's just like it ain't even that you gotta mourn them. Ain't nobody saying like everybody has to kumbaya, but it's like you ain't gotta go crazy. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta like jump out the window like some of the shit that I was reading. And I'm just like, this just be like some of the nastiest shit. Especially like I say for somebody who don't really affect, like I never met this person, I ain't never been into it, you know what I'm saying? Like to allow that person to get you that upset, like I don't know, but I thought about this too. I said, when you think about it, the only way to be a great, and people you probably could contend with this, I don't know. The only people who are really great and truly powerful media people are people that are polarizing. There's really no, unless you're selling hope, which I say like an Oprah or unless you're selling hope, even pandering to a certain extent, because people can see through the pandering. At a certain point, people don't really like the pandering because they know it's fake. But if you're selling hope or you just polarize, that's really the only two lanes you can go.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. You see what you're saying.
That's the only two ways. So like, that's really what you're gonna be polarizing. Because if your opinions are cookie cutter and everybody agrees with you, they're not gonna want to fuck with you. And if your opinions are outlandish, you're gonna get people that fuck with you because they're curious and you're interesting. And then also people are gonna hate watch you because they don't like you. They just want to watch your shit anyways. So that's kind of like
it won't. If you're just super like, oh, I'm gonna be like the dude that trolls everybody, you won't get watched long unless you start to build some logic and truth and have a little bit of like what a discernment or a little grace when you do it. But everything you go off on, everything is just an outlandish take. Is like it becomes cliche and cheesy.
Yeah.
But you're 100% right. I mean that's just life, bro. You can't be strong unless you can't be strong unless you both sides of the pole. Like that's just simple science. But I mean, it makes all the sense in the world. Like, because as much as we hate to be offended, we also love that shit. Like, people literally watch TV and different things. Like Kevin Samuels, they say, I don't know why people keep calling on the show because a part of people do like to be offended. And like I literally go to the comedy show to see if a motherfucker can crack a joke on me, like to a certain extent. But
and they like to be a part of the conversation. They just want to be a part of it. What happened?
I'm reading his comment. He said 2 was alright. Then Trell said 1 and 2 were great downhill after that. The fuck are we talking about? Y'all talking about some other shit. Okay, y'all talking about some other. Y'all talking about Atlanta, the TV show. Okay, all right. I was like, what are we talking about? Rapes? I'm like, nigga, wait, what? 1 or 2 was fine after that.
Yeah, nah. I want to know how long KS will be relevant now.
Forever.
I feel like he'll probably be like how people still bring up Patrice, even though Patrice O'Neal was a comedian. How people still like bring him up, watch videos. Like people. There's reaction shows that react to Patrice O'Neal. And they get hundreds of thousands of views because his name is still relevant. And people want to see you react to that content. And so Kevin Samuels, and I think Kevin Samuels did, although his run was short, he put out a lot of content, whether it's Instagram Lives, whether it's his YouTube Lives, whether it's interviews with other people. There's a lot of content for people to, decipher through and eat up because you got to think you haven't probably watched all that content if you're somebody who wants to watch that content.
And one thing that is the difference between Patrice and Kevin, Patrice never successfully touched the mainstream. Patrice is known and legacy still exists because he was so great and loved, like as far as like being a truth teller. but he didn't touch the masses like Kevin Samuels did.
Yeah.
Like that. So when you add that into like how Patrice O'Neal got a longevity in this shit, I think Kevin shit gonna be even longer. For I mean, let's be real. Like
Especially if
how
he's able, especially if he's, I want to say spawns off replicas, but if there's a lot of people who start to do whatever, start speaking in that type of vein that are inspired by him, and
uh,
they take it whatever direction that they
you
take it, and it'll always point back to that person. So I think that's a way to create longevity as well after you die.
I completely agree. The new people that's going to follow the trail that he blazed for a certain extent, because it was a trail already there, but he made that bitch a lot wider. Put a little brick down for some others to come lay some more down type shit. Man, and then it's like I think people like O'Shea, mediocre tutorials. I'm pretty sure there's many other people that's on their way of being like kind of big or big for you. They're successful,
Yeah.
and those people are going to protect and make sure his name live on. Because O'Shea, that nigga love fucking Kevin. That nigga was saying niggas was wearing suits, and he was like, if it wasn't until Kevin came on a year ago before niggas started wearing suits. Like he gave Kevin so much credit, even though it may have been a little extra sauce on it. But to a certain extent, I get his point. But those men are going to try to live up to him and for his legacy even more. So you got those people plus it's so many young dudes that seen what he did. I'm doing it, and as many other people do it that fucks with that type of information and understands it's a valuable lane. There's
And I was thinking about that today
plenty of broken men
when I
out
was
here
thinking
for
about
you.
content I create, because even like when I see Trail keep talking about 42 Doug, like I get it, 42 Doug was on the run from the feds, but like that shit don't fucking impact people. Like day to day daily gossip shit don't impact people. Life things impact people for a long period of time, and those people are always. That's why motivational speakers are so, I don't know, whatever the fuck they are. They're huge. Like an Eric Thomas or whatever. Like when Eric Thomas dies, he'll probably live on forever, right? Because he's talking about real shit. Is
Oh yeah,
motivating
yeah,
you.
yeah. That's the
Is
guy.
make you, when someone can speak and make you change your life. And I'm not saying Alex Gibson he changed my life, but I'm saying I know he's changed people's life. For example, a guy like Jordan Peterson will probably live on forever because he actually changed people's life, changed the way people interact. So people will
We
continue to,
You
push that
you think
forward.
a motherfucker like Shakespeare or many of the other philosophers thought that they'll be remembered 10,000 years after they had passed? Probably not. These niggas in our social studies and shit like that. And of course they were some great philosophers, but being real,
I don't think Shakespeare was a philosopher, was it? I thought he was just a
I,
writer.
I I know, but just saying in the sense of, I mean, a lot of his lecture, I mean, a lot of his shit gets broken down for like intellectual things and
Yeah.
shit like that.
Oh shit.
But like,
Yeah.
do you think Shakespeare thought he was gonna be fucking known
Probably
and like still talked about as one of the most significant
not.
artists? When you think about all the artists that came after him, his legacy is still cemented. So time, a lot of times, don't just necessarily wash away. Like these people not building sandcastles essentially, and it shows. It shows for sure.
Yeah. Let me just read these comments and we can move on. So O'Shea is done. Mediocre tutorials left, and his content is the manosphere talking points. When mediocre tutorials got a little heat, he caved. He's not it.
What you mean he caved?
I
You
don't
gotta
know.
explain that one.
That Atlanta episode. Okay, that's about Atlanta. That's why I really wish that you get to look down upon the world once you're gone. That would be so hard to be in the
He
afterlife
literally
watching
just got.
niggas argue about your shit. I bet they'd be up there like, man, I wish I could give him the 2022 model. Mm.
That nigga ain't worried about us. That nigga ain't worried about us. That nigga gone. He like, oh, that bet.
But that's the thing.
Bet.
That's the thing too. Like, I think I watched a thing. It was a thing about him dying, right? Because it was like, I think he was on No Jumper podcast. He was just, and the AD guy was like, I heard you got diagnosed with like stage 3 cancer or something like that. And he went on to explain like he was 21, he got diagnosed with cancer because he was like, is that the reason that you don't give a fuck where you just say whatever you say? He was just like, kind of like, you know, life is short. You kind of just gotta go and do what you want to do, say what you want to say, because once you die, it's kind of like, you got. He said, I'm gonna do what I gotta do and just speak how I want to speak and do what I do, because I want to. When I do die and I look back on my life, I want to feel like I had a life worth living or a life worth whatever. And you can say, like I said, there could be a million people mad at Kevin Samuels, right? There could be a million people mad, but you can't also deny the fact there's probably, and even there's women, probably lots of women they feel like they've affected his life in a very positive way. That's why he's so polarizing. But those people get discounted. Like black women who watch Kevin Samuels like Kevin Samuels, other black women on Twitter, oh, they're pick me's, they're whatever. They're if they just say, he gave me some knowledge or he gave me some game and I agree with it or whatever. But I don't know. I feel like it's whatever. Now I don't know. Today's society is kind of fickle, so I don't know. Like I don't know. Will he live on forever? I mean, I feel like his
Well,
videos
so
will. I feel like
flying low, you was being too literal when he said he's leaving. He's leaving the labeling of manosphere, and even then, I try to stay away from calling myself red pill or manosphere because they'll use that label to instantly cancel you. But like, because all they're gonna do is like
they'll just
put a
link you.
negative connotation.
They'll link. It's like we said. They make you radioactive. That's what it is. It's like
Yeah,
say, oh, he's a conservative, or oh, he's a this, or oh, he's a that. They just label you something, and it gets you.
that's funny. We gotta play outstanding.
This ain't Joe Budden.
This ain't Joe Budden.
This ain't Joe Budden.
um, but he said he was just talking about the labeling because, like you said, they're gonna put a negative connotation around those labels eventually. That you see every day, they actively try to make you a woman hater when you subscribe to those labels. So me in general as a human, I know I fit in certain boxes, but I try to stay out of certain labels because even then, unless it's talking about I'm a good person or something like that, a lot of times you don't want to stay in a box no way because
Yes,
it's like
sir.
there's always room to grow and shit like that. And you start putting yourself in boxes, it's like you believe you are that person, you believe you are that box, and that
Yeah.
for most
I mean,
part,
it's just smart to not want to be in a box
yeah,
because
yeah,
whenever you say manosphere
yeah.
and you make the manosphere a radioactive thing that anything's tied to is radioactive, sponsors aren't going to want to. They're going to just hear that. Oh, he's a part of what? I'm not going to deal with you. It's a business at the end of the day. The guy wants to make money. If his message
It's
is still,
branding and
if his
image.
message is still his message, he don't want to be linked to a manosphere. It's just like whatever.
Shout out to Kevin Samuels. You talk about image and branding. That those labels have certain negative branding, and a lot of companies that are safe companies are not going to fuck with that. Now, if you got some like rebel company or a company that like to make a lot of noise and shit like that, then yeah, they'll pick you up and take you on. But even then, once their dollars get affected, they may drop you. So yeah, it's
I'm
just
just
smart,
saying.
bro. It's just smart, bro.
The point is, if he loses sponsorship and move his channel direction, how do you know he won't keep moving it to cater to other audiences?
Well, he didn't change his channel direction for me, if you ask me. He didn't change his rhetoric. He still speaks the same points. He's just not using the label. And it's more of a. I said this a long time ago, and we can leave
Yeah,
or
we can
be
move on
done.
after this.
Essentially, like I thought, like Kanye when he dropped Yeezus, since he was dropping such hardcore information and like knowledge, I feel like he made it a hard sound to like grab onto because it's like if it was a big project with that type of knowledge, like it's gonna get looks that he don't really want. And I think that's why people kind of shit on Yeezy because like some of the shit that he talk about. But I think he literally chose to make it with difficult sounds. Like I like the sound. Obviously Kanye's creative, even if it's a hard sound to kind of grasp. But that's why people kind of hate Yeezy because of the sound, not the necessary lyrics. But I think he did that to kind of code and hide himself from getting caught up in being this super truth teller, even though that's what he kind of do today and get hold for. But it's similar, bro. It's kind of just trying to be a person in a disguise and not basically be a walking red flag to society and be like, oh, that's somebody else we can clip off. That's somebody else we can clip off. And it forces someone to actually listen to you. Like if they gonna come to that opinion after watching my videos, great. But a lot of people, they're just gonna take on, oh, he's that title and never even heard your information
Yeah.
before. So it's not, it's just not smart business sense. It's not smart branding. It's
Yeah.
just not smart to understand what your image is. It's too demified at this time.
Yeah. Y'all
Even
gonna
being
oh my
even
bad.
being a male speaker or masculine, like even just saying that you do that could kind of get you some weird looks. Like, oh, wow, you're the niggas that you must talk to don't have a family or some shit like that, or don't have a dad. Like, oh, those niggas must be hurt or incels. Like,
Yeah. Y'all gonna watch the fight tomorrow? I'm definitely watching the fight tomorrow. If you're talking about the UFC, then yeah, I'm definitely watching that fight.
my sister gonna be mad.
Even though my guy lost, not my guy, what's his name? Even though he missed weight and had to vacate his title, still gonna be a good fight. Which that sucks to lose your belt to the scale. It's like goddamn.
So
especially
that dude
point.
get the belt automatically, or it's just
No, no,
up
no. So
first?
like the guy Charles Oliveira, he weighed in, so they have to weigh 155. He weighed 155.5, so he vacated his title, or he had to. If he wins the fight, he can't win the belt. But if the other guy, the challenger, wins, he could get the belt pretty much. So if Charles Oliveira wins, the title will still be vacated, and there's no champion. They'll have to make a fight for the belt. Which I honestly like. Point five, I get he's supposed to make weight, whatever. But like, if he wins and he's already on like an
He's
11
still a
fight,
champion.
if he's on an
He's
11
just
fight win streak,
technically.
not even you don't even got to make up the champion. But at least let him fight for the vacant belt if he wins.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it'll almost be hoeing if he wins this fight and then they don't let him be the next person to contend for the belt along with someone else,
Oh,
and they put two other new
he was
people.
talking about Canelo. I don't really watch boxing. Boxing not the UFC is like my shit. Like that's just entertaining. I feel like it's very high stakes. Even though boxing is boxing, it don't feel like it's as high stakes to me as like UFC because you never know if a motherfucker get choked out real quick, kicked in the head, punched out. Like you don't really know. I like UFC and UFC. And the first of all, I don't know who the fuck Canelo's fighting. So boxing to me doesn't do a good job of making fighters nobody knows exciting. UFC make me want to watch the pre-main event, like those guys who I don't even know who they are, but it's still just exciting to watch. But boxing, I never watched they pre-card or whatever the fuck they got. Like it's just like who's
Yeah,
fighting
I
at the
agree with
top? Is it
Charles.
interesting? No.
It should just be a fine. Like that 0.5 is not gonna make the
Well, he
difference,
lost money
especially
too. He lost half of his purse and his title.
and especially when you know that they're gonna be above that weight after
Yeah,
the
like
weigh-in. So it's kind of
The
stupid.
Justin Gaethje guy, he made weight right, and then like an hour after, before Charles even weighed in, he said, "Look at my weight now." He already had gained 10 pounds an hour after weighing, so he was already 165, and probably by the time the fight, he'll be like 180. So like, I get it, you got to get down there, but it's like y'all not fighting at them fucking weights anyway, so it's not like it's an advantage either way it goes. But
Yeah, that it's kind of bullshit when you think about it. I got a question, big dog.
what's up?
What's your schedule tomorrow?
What you mean? I'm watching the
You
fight.
can do it before the fight.
I'm doing Mother's Day stuff.
Oh shit, that's Sunday.
It's Sunday, but I work Sunday.
Fuck, I ain't know this shit was coming up. All
What
right, that's
happened?
cool. Cause I said I wanted to get it out in an hour, but I was like, maybe we can pick it up tomorrow.
Oh, you tired?
I said I was going somewhere.
Oh, damn.
No,
All
I ain't
right,
tired.
guys. We're gonna have to wait to talk about Jack Harlow. We'll push it back.
Can we squeeze it in 10 minutes? 15. Can we
I mean,
make
we
it a
can
15
squeeze it in
minute topic?
15. We ain't gotta take that long. It just
All
came
right,
out today.
15 minutes. 15 minutes. I definitely want to talk about it. We can do 15
But we can
minutes. Come
squeeze
on,
it
I'm
in.
already late.
Yeah, we can squeeze. Where you going?
My sister, she throwing something.
Oh, okay. Anyways, so let's get it real quick. Jack Harlow, tell the kids I want to come home. Something like that. Damn, I miss the kids. Come home. Something like that. Whatever it is. I don't even remember what the name is. First listen, I want you to, because I feel you have a more like I don't say in depth, but you got a more commentary on it than I probably do.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I gave that nigga too much credit. I was like, he's a
Mm-hmm.
good rapper. He's, I fuck with him. He's nice. I was being modest. I was being a nice guy. I
Mm-hmm.
ain't gonna lie. After listening to that fucking album, this nigga is the most kid bop, TikTok friendly ass fucking artist you're gonna fucking find. If you don't know an industry plant when you see one, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Like, let's talk about his hits. Because we brought this up earlier. Talking about NBA Youngboy, which his career is way more fucking solidified than young Jack Harlow. And we're talking about Jack Harlow's up next. Ridiculous. The nigga 2 hits are fucking plug and play. You literally, what's popping cool? It was cool. But what really made the song pop? The remix. And all the fucking great rappers that got on the fucking song besides him. Let's be realistic.
Well,
Tory Lanez,
I think he was popping before
you
everybody got
don't
on it.
think?
I think he did before everybody got on it.
It was a good song, but what really got it popping? The remix. Lil Wayne hopping on that. Tory Lanez getting on that bitch in his prime, going crazy. She calling me real scared. Niggas doing shoulder shit. Next one. You literally, because his bars was ass in fucking first class. His last fucking verse was ass as fuck. A lot of his verses are mediocre, by the way, but then anybody could get that song. It's literally Fergie. It's literally Fergie. It's a plug and play song. Anybody could have got that song as a hit. And we talk about Lil Baby. We talk about Kodak. We talk about Drake, Wiz, Meek Mill, Big Sean. When these niggas was in their prime, solidified hits, back to back to back, solidified features. And
What do you think
I
about
don't feel
Industry
like
Baby?
industry, baby. Who the fuck is that?
The song with him and Lil Nas X. That's a hit.
Jack Harlow. I haven't heard that. I haven't
Oh.
heard that.
The
But
one where they
it can't
dancing
be
in
too much of a
the one
hit
where
if I
they
ain't hear
dan-
it
the one where
either.
they dance in the showers. You remember that video of Lil Nas X dancing in the showers?
I didn't know Jack Harlow was on that fucking song.
Yeah.
I thought that was just a Lil Nas X song.
Nah,
Well,
Jack
this
Harlow on the
nigga's
song.
even more of an industry plant. And my biggest shit to me is like, I get you want to be this like woman's ladies man, like, cause he clearly makes music for women. Respectfully, I know y'all fuck with him. Some of the people in chat, his main
More do fuck
demographic
with
is
him.
women.
No, this and
It-
this. Let me say this. You gave your thing. I don't think it's bad, right? I don't think it's bad. But I do have I saw people say this, but I feel like I thought this before I saw it on Twitter. So maybe everybody's thinking on the same frequency. The way he raps is like a great value version of the way that Drake raps. Like the certain things he says seem cheesy and simple, just like I got the razor back, but I razored back, or some shit like that. But the way Drake does it is different than the way this nigga do. I feel like he's trying to go
he has
like
no swag.
he's trying to go like a Drake-esque rapping style, but you're not Drake. And Drake does it at another level than he does. I saw somebody say Jack Harlow's album method, and it outlined every like Drake album, and it said, "Let me do this, but not this."
His
Kinda.
pandering to women so ass. Like it's so unpoetic. Like when Drake do it, yeah, he has some. Drake doesn't have always the best lines, but it's subtle, it's smooth, it's sexy. It's just good music, good hooks, good flows. Jack Harlow saying shit like I'm a fuck with you even if you do or don't got the vax. I'm like, what is this, a fucking commercial?
Now he let you
Like,
know if you ain't got the vax, it's okay, baby.
but
I'm gonna fuck the earrings off of you. Come on, man.
it was a lot of like his shit to women was just like, this nigga don't get bitches. Like this is not the nigga that I think is getting women. Like when I hear this shit, I hear pandering. That's about it. And it was like Nail Tech is an example of one of the titles and how blatant it is. It's like that's not a song for a fucking man to make, or even a title that a man like. What the what man is resonating with a Nail Tech? He literally made a song. I ain't gonna lie
You don't
to
think
you.
he ate Young Harleezy?
I think I like that song.
That's the second song.
No, I ain't like shit in a second. It was like I like one song. It was like towards the end, but even then, it's like this nigga's so meaty fucking ochre, bro. Like no bars really impressed me. He had a few good, decent bars, but he's Kids Bops, bro. He's Kids Bop. Like this is the most cleanest nigga you gonna find when it comes to rap. No,
No, it is
cussing,
very polished. It's very
no
polished.
swag. No flow. What name a catchy hook that he had?
Catchy hook.
That's
I've
not.
only listened to it twice, so I don't know. You're muted.
Feel like
Shit,
that was it. That was the hook.
Okay, you back. I'm about to say this shit start going a little wonky. You good now? You back?
Yeah, my shit unplugged. What? Did you feel any hooks or flows? And he was just like that shit different. Hold on, fuck my shit.
I don't know, man. The real question is it
Play some more
better than
shit.
Future? That's the question that we need answers to. Is it better than Future? I ain't gonna lie, I listen to Future shit again.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Jack
sound like you
Harlow
underwater.
is the white version of Drake.
You heard me?
Jack Harlow is the white version of Drake.
Can you hear me?
What, or the white side of Drake.
You sound like you in the
Yeah,
water.
what did you say?
You sound like you in the water.
Hold on. Oh my shit, my microphone might have switched back. Hold
His
on,
favorite rapper is Drake, and Jake's white. Chill. Bryce don't like rap rappers.
Jack
Got it.
It should sound better now.
You good now?
All right. Future album mid, then that nigga Jack Harlow shit is trash. And then Trail, didn't you say that shit was hard? You just added me. You literally added me. Maybe I misread the shit. Maybe you were saying it wasn't.
Maybe he's just trolling you. I wouldn't say his was 10 times better. I wouldn't even say it was better.
Get me off this fucking shit before I go home. Nigga, what? What song is better than Chickens? What song is better than
Chickens.
For Your Wait for You?
Puffing on Zooties. Nigga ain't got a puffing on Zooties. He ain't
Come
got a
on,
he ain't
bro.
got a
This
puffing
nigga
on
wasn't in no
Zooties.
pockets. This nigga wasn't in no hooks. This nigga Jack is mid. And I didn't really want to talk about it now because I like to take notes when we get into these albums because I like to bring up what song was ass and shit like
We
that.
can bring it up and like really break it down. You know, this is like a first reaction type of deal.
Because we know the people want to talk about it, but when I listen to him, bro, I was honestly appalled at how bad he was to me. Like, it's blatant what he's trying to do as far as I want black women to love me and that's gonna like shoot me to the top. He's not talented enough, bro. He don't have the superstar factor. Good artist, sure. You know, there's a lot of fucking good artists out there. But he's floating in that motherfucking swirl of average because he's not anything above average, bro. I am sorry.
So
It's too many
he's
niggas.
projected to do 180, right? Which is higher than any rapper we've named that we like that's new.
That's a white 180 though. That's kind of ass.
But I'm saying, as a second album, do you think he hits 180 now? People don't fuck with the music, and he's gonna fall off after this, or do you think he'll continue to climb, like let's say a Post Malone, or is he forced to switch kind of like genre blend more? Like, now I don't think he's as talented as Post. He's definitely not as talented as Post Malone. Post Malone can sing and do it. Post Malone may be one of the talent new.
He's at least catchy.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, do you think he tries to transition to that away from like, you know?
I don't think he's an artist like that. Personally, I did not hear artistry. I heard a nigga that can put some raps together, cool. Not impressive at all. I've heard Wardo. Your shit was better than his shit. Your shit was better than his shit. Like just off pocket.
I like that. Thank you.
Just off pocket flow. Brother, no. Like, I'm telling you, when I listen to music, I'm like, he got superstar potential. He's a great artist, or he likes sound. Like Kodak Black on that feature. Like I kind of thought Kodak was pretty like talented and like versatile when it comes to making music. But him being on that hook, like that shows a different level of artistry in him. And it's too many talented black men. And fuck it, MGK is better than that nigga. It's too many talented rappers out here to be even mentioning Jack Harlow like he.
Let me tell you something, because I saw somebody post in the chat. I did think about this too. Niggas be stealing my brain points, but anyways. So Jack Harlow, I think he is talented, right? I do think his album is okay. I don't think it's like horrible. I don't think it's trash, but I feel like it is really like cookie cutter, like perfect industry type of thing. I want to be like watered down Drake type of vibe. I think that's gonna work for me. He's gonna take advantage of the black women supporting him. He's gonna take advantage of the white people supporting him. That's gonna take him to the top, right? If you look at Twitter, besides Wardo, a lot of men don't really fuck with Jack Harlow's album, from what I saw. Now I said there's no men, but a lot of men ain't really fucking with it. Also, somebody say he's a Walmart G-Eazy. I did think about that. Would G-Eazy have been more popular as a Jack Harlow? Because he had that white boy cool factor. But G-Eazy looked like an old man. He looked like he was already like 35, 36. Nobody can relate to him. Nobody really fuck with it. You look old, whatever. If he was younger, would he be Jack Harlow before Jack Harlow is Jack Harlow? Because they got to sound similar as well.
I'm not sure on G-Eazy, so I can't answer that question for you.
Yeah.
You know how much I don't like Russ and how formulaic I think he is. He's way ahead of this nigga. It's not even close. Russ, Jack Harlow. And that's the white people meter. And I think Russ is like, and name any Kodak does Russ even be considered a rapper anymore? He
dropped one of the best rap albums last year. I ain't gonna lie to you. Just if we're talking about skill of rapping. If you listen to Chomp too, that shit was crazy. But
I haven't listened to him for a minute, so I'll
listen to Chomp. If you on your way to wherever you're going, listen to Chomp too. It's really good. He's more of a Walmart Mac Miller. I thought about that as well because I remember in one of the songs Snoop Dogg was like, "He's the Jack, nah, he's the Mac." I thought he was gonna say, "Nah, he's the Mac Miller." I was like, "Nah, don't compare him to Mac Miller." Mac Miller was on a different, type of wave, a different type of time. I wouldn't even compare him to a Mac.
That nigga's the Family Dollar General, Dollar Tree of Mac Miller. Let's not even get that nigga Walmart brand shit. Like, no. Niggas still buy Walmart brand shit. niggas ain't fucking with Jack Harlow.
Hey,
Niggas
Russ,
that fuck with rappers do
Wardu.
not fuck with
I
Jack
think
Harlow.
that's a valid point. Niggas said Russ is better than Jack. If you think about Russ, Russ is a better rapper than Jack Harlow, and he's
He's not a
also
music
better.
maker.
He's a better music, melodic, all that type shit. Like I said, go listen to Chomp 2 and then compare that rapping to Jack Harlow's rapping. And then tell me who you think is better.
What about Jack Harlow music you resonate with? Answer that question. I need a legit answer. What do you resonate with besides him being a cool rapper? Because there's a lot of cool rappers out there.
He want a feature. He want a feature. That's what he want.
Hey, that's the type of nigga
he
to
want
give
a feature. Nigga, give me a feature, please.
Trail, stop trolling. Trail, that's what I realized. Your
name
should be troll.
You gotta do, if you're gonna be a troll, you gotta be a good troll. Like if I can clearly see you're trolling, it's like you're not working hard enough. Like to say, like, and the thing is, I'm reading your shit. I'm just not responding because I'm like, that's clearly like Jack Harlow beat Future in the verse. Like, okay, that's not a good troll. A good troll is like, I don't know. Maybe name it somebody else. Maybe say he's better than Emmitt Youngboy, Lil Baby, or even say he's better than Rod Wave. Maybe I could get a reaction out of that. But like to compare him to Future, it's not even like especially legacy wise, it's not even a fucking question. But we'll literally come back to this album and notate this as a passing of the torch moment with the Churchill Downs record. No.
Nigga said passing the torch.
No. Stop. Okay, we got slow your roll. Slow your fucking roll. And we gotta get out of here because Bryce gotta go.
Who passing the torch?
He talking about Drake. Come on, slow your guys. Come on. Stop it.
What?
Stop.
Wardu, you can't be. You're trolling, and you're W troll, Wardu. Because I can't tell if you dead ass.
No, now, if you want to say it's one of the best rap records, because Jack Harlow was rapping, and obviously Drake was doing the shit. But passing the torch, we're not doing.
He washed that nigga.
No, he washed. But it's Drake. Drake. I mean, I don't know, Lil Baby and Drake. I don't know.
Lil Wayne. Bro, it's not even a contest. We've seen Lil Baby be able to rap next to Drake.
But
we've seen Drake be able to be beatable.
That's two different things. Now, maybe if Wardu's talking about, marketing wise, star power wise, maybe I can see it, but not talent wise. Not talent wise.
You don't have it. One thing about rap, you need to. Eminem got shot to the top because of his talent. Eminem may be a top 20 rapper in my eyes, maybe. But the fact that he white, he shot him up there. But at least the motherfucker in the top 20.
Yeah.
That's great. Jack Harlow, bro. I can name so many eras of rappers.
You're such a goofball.
That's better than this nigga.
I don't know why it's funny saying somebody's a goofball.
Like, you cannot take that nigga serious when you say goofball. So, Parent Trap was ass. Parent Trap was ass. Little Secret, thank you. I hated that fucking song. That song was so fucking. Play Little Secret. Hold on. It was such a pandering, nasty. Wardu, I see your lane. You must be a singing type of nigga. You must be a singing type of nigga. I ain't heard it.
Let me play Wardu shit real quick.
Play Little Secret first. Play Little Secret first.
Okay.
And we can. It'd be 11. It'd be like 11:15 when I said we was done or some shit like that. So
it's cool. We'll be up out of here.
M is in top 20. Arguably, this is debatable. I wouldn't put it in my top 20. It's just so blatant.
But that's the thing, Wardu. See what you're saying? You're saying if Drake made them same records, that's the same thing. Quentin Miller,
quality of record.
Quentin Miller, we've heard the Quentin Miller reference tracks. They ain't how Drake made it sound. Drake could probably do it, yes, and make it sound. They got to give you.
Quentin Miller's better than
pretty much. Bryce, no, I don't think so. But pretty much, Bryce is just saying. Jack Harlow don't got
better than Jack Harlow.
Stop it.
From the reference tracks I got, all them reference tracks is better than any fucking thing I heard from this nigga Jack Harlow.
No, not
anything.
Not sound. Not vibe. No.
Wait, what's better? Like, no. What's better?
Who said
anything? So you're saying some shit better than Issue Reading This Too Late?
No.
In Jack Harlow's project, anything Jack Harlow's made.
Sound. Quentin Miller don't sound good on those records.
I'm just talking about writing. I'm just talking about creativity.
Writing, because Drake.
Sound. Jack Harlow sound just as fucking boring as Quentin Miller. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. This nigga Jack Harlow is a fucking snooze. Finish playing that trash ass shit.
He said you make some grown man music.
That's not grown man music. This fake ass R&B. I told my therapist about you. The fuck out of here, the whack ass bars. This nigga, it's so nasty, bro. It's like it's
He ain't
all
got
of
no
the
soul,
R.
huh, bro? He ain't got no soul. You can't feel his soul in him.
No swag. He don't have none of that shit. But
Let me
it's
tell
all
you
of
this.
the R&B pandering.
I want you to get out of here at a good time. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about Jack Harlow.
That shit hard. That shit is shit.
Nobody. The thing that sucks for Jack Harlow right now is after this week, nobody will give a fuck about Jack Harlow.
Not going out my way.
Nobody will give a fuck about Jack Harlow next week. You know why? Because Kendrick Lamar's dropping next week. And when Kendrick Lamar drop, nobody's gonna give a fuck about this album. You're not gonna say this is great. And I'm not saying it's bad either. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just not like, I'm not as impressed as I thought I was gonna be.
It's bad.
That could be bad because I put too much into what I thought Jack Harlow. I don't think it's bad. I think it sounds it's decent.
If you're gonna say Future's washed, that's a bad album.
No, see, but saying Future is washed isn't saying that his album isn't good. Saying Future is washed, saying Future isn't what he used to be, is what I'm saying.
Okay, I was taking it that album wasn't good.
I'm not saying it's like a trash album. Because I go like, so the first 4 songs to me in Future shit ain't that good. But once you get to Puffin' on Zooties and beyond, I feel
5 through 12.
I get a little bit more, I get a little bit more, feeling out of it.
I can agree with you more. I like one in Kanye shit. The other two kind of. So I'm almost on that same level as you. But back to my last Jack Harlow point. He takes all of the nasty pandering and R&B, like just all the nasty. It's so much nasty pandering. I got a video on my shit. Y'all can check it out. It's I forgot this nigga name. Nasty ass pandering nigga. But it's not like even a good song. It's just all the classic panders. He just put all the panders in a bubble and like, oh, this is music. Like, that's what this nigga did. He took all the nasty R&B pandering.
If Kendrick plus a mid, I mean, Bryce literally said, Bryce keeps saying, he literally shit on Kendrick Lamar's whole career. He was saying like he was above average. Like he was like saying this nigga.
It's mediocre when you consider it's like the 7-year gap.
He said the nigga didn't have a good discography. I was like, God damn, he only got 2 records.
He had great potential.
I mean, we said the same thing. Like I said, if Kendrick comes out more Good Kid, Mad City, damn, I'll probably love it. If he comes out more Pimp a Butterfly, it may be musically great, sounding samples, whatever, but it probably won't be my cup of tea.
Kendrick mid is what Jack Harlow can't even fucking dream about. The fuck out of here. The fuck out of here. The nigga can't even imagine being Kendrick's mid. He can't even imagine being Kendrick's ass. If Kendrick released the ass album, that shit still would be 10 times better than Jack Harlow's shit. Jack Harlow's best fucking. This is supposed to be Jack Harlow's like, hey, this is me. Wardu, think about how low of a fucking, like, what's the low of a standard that we're giving this nigga? Name any fucking rapper that was any type of good.
This is a better question to ask.
Good runs, bro.
This is a better question to ask. And we can get out of here because I know you got to go. This is a better question to ask to Wardu. So you say he's up next. So you say he's up next. That means, and I'm asking you, Wardu, you keep bringing up race. So you think the white man is better than Lil Baby, Lil Durk, Gunna, Rod Wave, Polo G. Who else is like a big like rapper that's out right now? Moneybag, Yo, Kodak Black, Lil Uzi Vert, 21 Savage. You think now, like I said, if you say the marketing, because like I said, he got that white side that's gonna get him big and publicized. That's different. I'm talking about talent wise. You think he's better than all those people with this album? That's the only question I got.
Compare Lil Baby to Jack Harlow, bro. Come on, bro. Like, this is child's play. Jack Harlow would get fucking washed if he tried to do a Lil Durk and Jack Harlow album. I mean, Lil Baby and Jack Harlow album. He would get washed on every fucking song. He wouldn't even bring a good presence to most of the songs. At least Lil Durk could do that. Bro, he's not as talented. He's not as creative, and he don't got bars like that.
I think he's on pace to be on the same level in terms of fan base and first week sales as. Are you talking about as Drake? Or who are you talking about? Are you talking about as the young guys?
And that's a white 180. A white man getting 180, not like that's not lit.
That's not a black 180, huh? Lil Baby's
It's not a black 180.
Lil Baby's 200 is different, right?
It's a completely. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. That's a completely different number, bro.
He's already projected little baby numbers in less than 3 years. But I know people don't want to, but you have to factor in the white. You have to factor in the white because he is talented, and you got to factor in the white.
And so look at the standard for this white man you're trying to get in here. This colonizer. Little baby is unfucking deniable. It's not even an argument. And his mediocre, he's not even fucking mediocre. His industry plan ass guy is competing in numbers. The hypocrisy, my guy. There's no way he's even close to Lil Baby. Not even close. But the numbers are. That goes to show to
his
some
Wardu
shit.
ADOS.
What's ADOS? What's
African descendant of slaves.
That's crazy. That's a crazy thing to say to somebody. What the fuck? Hey, bro, y'all too good with slurs, bro. I would never say
No, that's
that.
a good thing. That's like you want to be ADOS because you want their reparations.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But now
Jack don't got it. That's for sure.
I would, because you got to think about Lil Baby, right? Because if you go compare Lil Baby to Jack Harlow got washed by Drake. In my opinion, I think Lil Baby washed Drake on Wants and Needs. That's my opinion.
Lil Wayne watched that nigga something stupid.
Lil Baby, similar. I think Lil Baby's been able to compete with every rapper from our era that was great. He did great with Nicki. He did great with J. Cole. He did great with Drake. He did great with Wayne. He's done great with every one of our greats. I gotta see the other guys do it.
I agree.
Future putting out 250. I seen academics say 227. But
you said it, when you say mid, you saying like that was a mid album?
I think some of the numbers. I mean, the numbers not bad though.
250 is great for Future.
For a guy in his like 10th album, that's not bad. That's not bad.
For a nigga that's considered always dropping music and people are tired of, that's a great number. Because you wasn't the only one with that sentiment. A lot of people are like, oh, Future just dropping bullshit now. He not the same Future. Yeah. That's a sentiment. Yeah. 250 is great.
Yeah.
It's many niggas that getting 50.
Yeah. And also, this will be the true test. Let's see this. This will be the true test. Let's say Jack Harlow's projected Jack Harlow's projected to do 180. If his shit, I was thinking this. If your shit dips, that means people ain't really fucking with it as much as they projected it to. So if it doesn't do 180, does like 170, 160, that means people aren't really fucking with your shit.
My God, you said that album was a. That was the label of that album. Worst album of the year. Worst?
Probably the worst album. How many albums have you heard this year?
At least 5. And
At least 5.
It's not even close. It's not even close. Like when I say worst, it's like them niggas is way up, and then there's a big gap in the Jack Harlow shit. Like probably one of the worst albums I've heard in the past like 3 or 4.
Is it because he's white?
No, I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
Mac Miller's one of my favorite rappers of all time. What are we talking about?
I'm just verifying. I'm just got to check all my boxes.
Mac
that's
Miller's
still a dub if it's 150. But to Bryce's point, that's a 150 while being white and having this big promotion. Like he's doing everything.
He got Drewski behind him, nigga. Stop it,
bro. He had the Met Gala. He had all these. He's out there.
He's at every YouTube go kart shit. He's at all type. His marketing is way more greater than his music, including him being white because it's part of his marketing. But his marketing, he's cooler as a real life person than he is a rapper.
I think
he tries to be too cool.
This is the thing I think that you're missing, Warder. You're looking at the numbers as true fans. I don't think those are true. Like I can't compare him to Uzi. Uzi has like crazy. I could be wrong about Jack Harlow.
150 no rollout. Uzi had 150, 200 no rollout. What are you talking about? Jack Harlow had literally the industry rollout that we haven't seen most artists do or most rappers do in a minute. Them niggas just drop their album. They don't even be dropping singles or videos like that anymore. It's not at least not as much. Jack Harlow had a traditional rollout. Traditional. Interviews, seen everywhere. You got to be out. Only people I've seen kind of do that is him and Meg Thee Stallion. Industry plans. Rollouts be crazy. Meg rollouts are crazy. That's one thing I give her marketing team. Crazy. She's every fucking where when her shit coming out. And I think just like Meg and fucking Jack, I think they're more significant as people than artists. They're more relevant as the topics they bring to conversation than their music. respectfully.
Nigga, when it released, it broke Spotify. It has a number one single on it. That's fine. Like, and that's cute. Like we see a lot of niggas
Number one
go
single?
crazy and then fall
First
off.
class? You call it? That's the weakest number one single I ever fucking heard in my life.
First class. That's a little vibe. You can't go
It's
hate.
Fergie.
It's a little vibe. Come on.
Cause Fergie dropped the hit. He's literally living off of backs of a woman. Fucking white men. Fucking white men. That's what I get why feminists hate motherfuckers.
Oh man.
You can see how quick I changed this shit up.
Yeah. Hey, you work next Saturday?
No, I'm off every Saturday.
Damn, I meant to say Thursday. I mean
Nah, I
Friday.
work. I'm off tomorrow, so I can work late tonight.
No, I'm
on
saying
Fridays.
like next week, Kendrick Lamar release live album
Yeah,
listening party.
I work early in the morning. I'm be off.
So you ain't gonna be able to listen to it on Thursday, is what I'm saying.
Because it don't drop till
You gotta
nighttime.
work
I
Friday.
listen to it at work.
No, I was gonna do like a live. We're gonna do like an event here.
It dropped Thursday night.
Yeah. And we can still
Even
go live
Friday.
on. We can still go live on Friday and just listen and talk about it.
It don't drop till 12.
Yeah, I drop it to midnight. Well, 11 o'clock our time. 11 o'clock our time. Midnight.
I'm gonna be pushing it, big dog.
Ah, this nigga. Anyways, see, I don't think
I
Jack
might
Harlow
do it.
getting a Grammy for his album. I mean,
Bryce want to be
depends.
Umar.
Marketing.
You making me feel like that nigga. Nigga
It
talking
might
about
be,
Jack Harlow.
Marketing, maybe. Maybe he'll get a Grammy award from the industry. Who knows? But it just depends
Chicken
on who
niggas.
drops. Let me tell you something right now. Kendrick Lamar drops, he's winning every rap Grammy. Like, that's not even a question. He's winning every rap Grammy when he drops.
What he getting nominated for? First class? That's white privilege right there. First class getting nominated is white privilege. First class even being considered a great hit is mid as fuck. What does Jack Harlow contribute to make that song great? Absolutely fucking nothing. It's all Fergie. The nigga in the
I can give you
background.
sweet semen.
God, oh my god, bro. Yeah, listen
No,
to the third
bro,
verse. Listen to the last verse on that track.
Bro, it don't matter what Kendrick Lamar dropped. Kendrick Lamar is a Grammy like darling. So when he drops, he will win whatever. It don't matter what, he will win any rap Grammy this year or next year.
Hold by who? Drake already dropped. Is no one more relevant, nigga? I know First Class may be on a little NBA game or something like that, but this nigga music not really getting played like that. Kendrick shit gonna be everywhere when this shit come out. I'm gonna let you know that now. Every radio show, every good basketball game.
In my mind right now, there's 5 people really, that are, when they drop, they will be nominated for Grammys. 1, Kanye West. 2, Eminem. 3, Kendrick Lamar. 4, Tyler the Creator. 5, her. Those people always get nominated for Grammys, and they'll probably win them unless they're competing against each other. Then one of them will win because they love that type of shit.
Essentially. But
I mean, Drake always get nominated for a Grammy, but Drake don't always win. But regardless, he should always win. Like LeBron should always win MVP. Drake should probably win every rap Grammy, but he doesn't because when a nigga's too dominant, you can't let him win every time.
Niggas behave.
But that's all, man. That was fun, nice, quick. We here, we out. Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. I don't think Jack Harlow's album is completely bad, man. I'm not on that way, but
you listened to that shit one time and you wasn't impressed.
I listened to it twice, and I think it was like a Drake knockoff, but it didn't sound bad. We'll give it a couple more listens.
If that's a Drake knockoff, my nigga, that. What?
And I'm not gonna let Flying Low disrespecting Drake suck me back into the Drake conversation, because I think someone said Drake needs to drop an album. Flying Low said no, he shouldn't. His albums ain't classic. I'm not even gonna go there with you.
Hey, it could be a white summer all year round. I'm not invested. I won't be there. I won't be a part of summer festivities. I tell you that for sure.
Hold on. Before we leave. My bad. We got to go. This is why Ward want this nigga to hop on his record. He want Jack to hop on. I'm calling.
Oh, I hear it now.
You hear Jack Harlow on here, don't you? You hear Jack on here, don't you? Yeah, I'm with the girls. Got the pineapples. You hear Jack on that record? That's what you want. Nigga. You want Jack on that
I
record?
hear it. I hear it now,
He
Wardu.
want
I
Jack.
see
He
why you
want
like
Jack on
Jack
that
so much.
record.
I see why you
he
like Jack
want.
so much.
He posted nigga
Hey,
songs on Instagram, tagging a nigga right after his post. So if Jack Harlow click on his page and see that, then the next post gonna be Wardu singing. He like, damn, I want to hop on that record.
hey, Wardu, I see the lane that you want to be in. Do not use Jack Harlow as an example to try to be great. You will fucking fail. He's not a good influence.
Don't let him
He's not
guide
a
you.
good example to lead off of. I'm telling you. Stick to Bryson Tiller, 6 Black, Drake, some niggas with great creativity, quality, and
Soul,
some
huh? They
fucking
need that
musical
soul.
standards. Some musical fucking standards. This fucking
All
nigga
right,
Jack
we ain't
Harlow
doing this with you niggas because
shit.
that is funny. Terrell said I thought Wardu was gay. I don't know why he would think that. And then
What the fuck is wrong with Trail?
no, but look, Flying Low said no, it's just you, Trail. Or it's trying to get some other people to come out. He want a friend.
What the fuck is wrong with this nigga,
That
man?
nigga want a friend.
Trail, what inspired you to say that shit?
What would make you
I've
think
been
some of these
fucking
gay
with
dudes?
Wardu for a little minute, pause. But I think Wardu been active in my vision, like at least like the past 20 episodes. Like maybe a little sooner than that. I have not seen any such shit
No,
from
he did say
Wardu.
some such shit last week. I forgot what he said. He did say
Nah,
some
that
such
nigga was
shit.
wilding.
He
He
did say
was
some such
wilding.
shit last week. I forgot what he said though.
Damn it.
He did say some
Damn
such
it.
shit. He did say some such shit. I just thought about that. He did say
There's
some
some
such
shit
shit.
on record you said. I remember that shit.
He
It was
did
a
say
wild
some,
that
he
shit.
said some wild shit.
It was comfortably wild too. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah,
felt like no one was gonna question that shit. So
yeah. He was tripping. He was tripping. He was tripping. He was
but
tripping.
I don't think that's indicative of gay.
Yeah. You and a friend. You and a friend. But nah, man. That's all we got, man. We'll be back sometime next week. I think next week I do want to get this done because I do want to beat you. I think I can get back on my winning streak. I think my winning streak can come back next week with the Meek Mill. Unless you're scared of Meek Mill now.
My only thing is
Look, he's scared.
my only thing is I really want the Kendrick smoke, but I'm gonna hold tight with the Meek Mill. I ain't tripping. But if you want to take the Kendrick, I'd rather watch Kendrick bitch
What's the
ass.
Kendrick smoke?
Kendrick versus Big Sean.
Oh, me be Kendrick and you be Big Sean?
Yeah.
Oh, nigga, we can do that. What you mean?
Bet. I like that one better.
I can do that.
I like that one better.
I can do the Kendrick. I can do
I
that.
feel more comfortable with that one
I can do
than I
that.
feel with Meek Mill.
Because Meek Mill got like the bangers. He got like the street, he got like like Rick Ross. He got them club, he got them hard songs.
Notable
like
bangers.
Yeah,
Notable
yeah,
bangers.
I feel you.
But I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna tell you this now. I'm feeling hella confident against Kendrick. So if you take this bet, I'm letting you know I'm feeling similar to the T.I. conversation. And he's not T.I.
I think you might get worse than like than how I did with you with Kanye and Drake. It might be worse with Kendrick and Big Sean.
My worst performance. That's technically my worst performance.
That's the worst performance.
You niggas nasty.
That was 15
to
you
5.
You
niggas some Kanye
that was
dick
15
riders.
to 5.
You fucking Kanye dick riders. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. But and you want to do no. We can't do Drake versus Kendrick. It's not fair. It's not fair. I like Big Sean versus Kendrick. They got previous beef, and there's a supreme underdog. Yeah. Supposedly.
I do want to do a Meek though. I got to figure out who I could put Meek against, man.
I like Meek and Drake.
Meek and Drake? No. You wouldn't be Meek?
Fuck it.
Nah, hold on. Because like it's them hard records that, you know what I'm saying? It's like the records that you can play that niggas like, damn, this so hard. So it's like
fuck it, nigga. I ain't gonna lie. I might take
I'm gonna say Meek versus J. Cole, and you could be J. Cole and I could be Meek.
I'm not taking them. It's just Meek style is just 4 verses, nigga. Like Meek style, and I think Big Sean can battle with. Honestly, I think he could battle with Meek. But
these people, I don't know. We might need to do Meek versus Big Sean because everybody's saying that. Flying Low said you had a 3-peat. Now you're gonna get washed. Everybody's saying Kendrick. It might be a strong bias on that one. I ain't gonna lie to you. It might be another Kanye situation if I pick Kendrick. Where it don't matter what I play.
I don't give a fuck about no losses. Like, what should I give a fuck about losing? At this point, nigga, fuck it. If I win, I got a big ass dub. If I lose, who gives a fuck? Another loss that y'all expected. Oh, okay. I'm willing to take that smoke. I ain't gonna lie to you.
All right.
I ain't gonna lie to you. If y'all like Kendrick so bad, I'm about to dethrone y'all motherfucking king. You
All
heard
right.
it here first.
All
You
right.
heard it here motherfucking first. As a matter of fact, I tweeted earlier. If you think this nigga Kendrick Lamar motherfucking career better than Big Sean, you dick eating. You dick eat just as
If
much as
what?
Trail.
If what?
If you think Kendrick career is better than Big Sean's or discography, I should say, because career kind of implies like impact and shit. If you think his discography
His
is better,
discography? What's a discography?
pause. That shit definitely came
His
out. That shit definitely came
discography?
out.
If you
That
think
nigga
Big Sean's
discography crazy. Hey,
discography,
the nigga ain't get Janelle Echo for no fucking reason. I tell you that goddamn much.
if you think Big Sean's discography isn't better than
Hey,
Kendrick,
nigga got Janelle Echo. Goddamn it.
oh my god,
Discography better than Kendrick's too. Shit. Who Kendrick
discography.
got? What bad bitches Kendrick got?
He settled down, man.
I don't want to hear that shit. Ain't better than Janae Aiko.
He settled down, man. He got a good woman. Janae, a modern woman.
That nigga said modern. He flipped the shit on me. You know I'm gonna agree.
I'm about to kill you.
I don't
I'm
think
about to
so.
kill you.
I really
Oh
don't
my
think so.
god, I'm about to kill you. I'm about to kill you.
You got
Wild.
like 3 songs on Damn, and you got like 2 songs on Good Kid. You got like 3 songs on Good Kid, Mad City.
Boy, when you try to play that Janae and I play that SZA and Kendrick, you be like, damn, what I play after that?
If that
Man,
shit beat me, bro, I don't know.
man, I'm
Come
play.
on, man.
Come on, man. That's too. Man, I don't know. You might want to take Meek. I ain't gonna lie.
But Money Trees, I plan on you playing Money Trees.
Man, I ain't gonna. It's gonna be
Then
a
the
long.
part of I literally just named. You gonna have 3 songs on Good Kid, Mad City, and you gonna have 3 songs on Damn. What you got after that?
It's gonna be a long night.
What you got after them 3 hits? You got Backstreet Freestyle. You got Good Trees, Mad City. I mean, Money Trees. You got Shireen Freestyle, whatever the fuck that shit was called. Then you got DNA.
Humble, loyalty, love, poetic justice, dedication with Nipsey. Come on, I'm about to kill you.
Nigga already doing the features. We ain't worried.
Nigga, you know you're gonna have to pull out you some features, nigga. Don't even play that.
Huh?
I'm just reading off the list.
Huh? Y'all
Man,
thinking too hard?
just do Big Sean versus Meek. That's literally even.
So what? Nah, I ain't gonna lie to you. Big Sean versus
He
Kendrick.
think that Big Sean has a better chance against Meek than Kendrick. That's the crazy part. I would think he would have a better chance against Meek than Kendrick.
Me? You think? I think that I'm talking about versus.
Now, you think that Big Sean has a better chance against Kendrick than Meek Mill?
In the verses, yeah. In real life too. Fuck that nigga music. I'm being funny. I love that nigga. But Big Sean, bro, I went back and I'm listening. Hey man, them 3 albums compared to all the Big Sean discography, I don't know what to tell you, big dog. I disagree.
All right, it's gonna be a long night. It might be 20-0. That might be 20-0. I think Meek Mill will be more like, a back and forth, maybe this. Oh no, that record, but especially seeing how the chat. I feel like it's like how it was a Kanye heavy chat. It's probably like a Kendrick heavy chat.
The problem with Kendrick and Kanye is Kanye got bangers,
So do
undeniables.
So do Kendrick. All right.
I played Poetic Justice. That shit lost.
Against what?
I don't know. I'm talking shit. I don't know if it lost.
Blessed. I'm so
I
blessed.
don't know if it lost.
Blessings.
No, I said I played Poetic Justice with Drake and I lost.
Oh yeah, but you was going against
That's what
Kanye, so it's like you can't
That's
compare
what I'm saying.
Kanye to Big. You can't compare Kanye to Big Sean now. Come on now.
Shit, let me beat Meek. Y'all wildin'. No, I think Meek
I said
could
I
beat.
could
I
watch
think
you
Meek
with
could beat Kendrick. I think Meek could beat Kendrick. No, I'm not picking Kendrick. You can pick Kendrick. I pick Meek Mill. Nigga. But,
All right, man, you got to go. We'll do that next week. I prefer the Meek versus Big Sean. I feel like it's a little bit more fair. I feel like people won't vote too much crazy on the Kendrick side. But if you want a one-sided battle like the Kanye shit, then hey, that's up to you, big dog.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I think I'm gonna come with the upset.
All right. But anyways, like I said, We out 2 hours. It's only supposed to be an hour. Bryce told me at hour 18, hey, let's wrap it up. Then we went for another 40, 40 minutes. We out. Appreciate y'all for watching. We'll be back next week with more. This is why I can't take y'all. Jack Harlow, take serious LMO. You might as well stay at this point. Nah, we gone. We out. See y'all later. Bye.